hello, and welcome to Speak Podcast. We are live. Today we have, of course, Miss Luca.
Hey. Hello, how's it going?
And, of course, I don't know, most of you might be listening to this for this person, but we do have Rand on the show. Brr, brr, brr. I'm just kidding.
Come on, nobody's
Oh my
listening
God.
for me.
Right.
I'm a nobody. It's my first podcast, by the way. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous to be on here. You know, it's the first time talking to a large amount of people, so I'm a little scared.
Oh my God.
Lord, the lies. We have a great show planned for you today, guys. I mean, if I do say so myself. Yeah. It should be quite interesting to hear, you know, a little bit from you, Rand, and what you think about life and all that good stuff. As TheAshenLuca put on Twitter.
This isn't about gaming? Oh my God, I'm going to be over my head on this.
Oh. We get that so much, though. It's a real thing. People are like, what? I have to talk about me? And I'm like, it's fine. You'll do fine. Don't worry. I mean, it's a little nerve-wracking. I mean, come on. Right?
But I got Luca here. She'll guide me, right?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, because the worst.
That's what I'm here for.
No. Wait.
What?
Excuse me.
Rude? That's rude.
Just kidding. I love you. Anyway, guys, let's move on to okay. Let's move on to our question. I'm not
We
saying
can talk about this later.
Yep, we're gonna have to hash it out because I don't like what's going on here. Oh God, let's move on to our question time where you learn a little bit more about us because we're amazing people. If you if you like us, you'll agree. Today we have 3 questions and they're fun. Thank you everyone that is in the chat. Thanks for joining us. If you're listening to this later, we do go live at 2 p.m. Eastern, so definitely come through and listen. The chat is fun to participate in. So first question. If you could choose to stay a certain age forever, what age would it be? Luca, let's hear your answer first. I'm interested.
24.
What?
What?
But
Why?
wait, aren't you 24 right now?
Yeah, like why?
I am 24 right now. Why? Because, okay, in 2 years, I'm going to have to get off my mom's insurance. I'm going to have to start paying for that myself. 24 years old, I can still go out and party without people side-eyeing me. I mean, I look like I'm 12, but, I am 24. Once you hit 25, it starts it's all downhill from there. So I figured I'd better stay, the age I'm at right now.
All downhill from, what does that mean? Because of the insurance thing or like downhill how?
Just downhill in general,
Because they say your body goes downhill. I'm like,
okay, well, I'm black and we don't crack, so I'm gonna look youthful for the rest of my life, basically.
Yes.
So that's not an issue.
Doesn't apply to me.
It's not really an issue. But I like the age I'm at. I like the people that I know. I like what I'm doing with my life right now. I'm having fun. It's not too stressful yet. And I think when I start to get older, I got to start focusing more on responsibilities and I don't want to deal with any of that right now.
I mean, I kind of feel like
responsibilities.
Has that not happened?
No fun.
Yeah, I mean, I have responsibilities, just not too.
It's funny how that age, right? It changed because it used to be younger and then now it's like, oh, at this age we'll stop with the insurance coverage and at this age you should be expected to have this and this and that. Like, so weird. I mean, I don't know. I feel like personally, can this age be in the future? Because I feel like an age that I would want to stay forever would be maybe like 30. Who's to say if I'm there yet or if I'm not there yet? I don't know, guys. You don't know. I'm just kidding. But I feel like that would be like, when everything would be like, I mean, of course, I don't know, I'm assuming, but when everything would be set and like good to go and like you're grown ass woman now, handle your business. I mean, I've been handling my business for a while, so I don't think it's going to be any different. Well, who knows? Who knows, guys? But I do have my own shit. So, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. No one gives you shit when you're, well, they still give you shit, but no one calls you a little girl when you're a particular age. So there's that.
Well, I mean, people are always going to call me a little girl because I look like I'm 12. Like, I'm not exaggerating here. Um, I get called little girl at work now, you know, by certain people. And
That
I'm
is
like,
so annoying.
Don't they call you a midget as well?
Oh my
that's
God.
only my RDX crew. Shout out to them.
Y'all are something else.
I guess if I had to pick an age, it'd probably be right around 2019. That nebulous area, like right after high school, college, where you kind of work, but it's not really like your career, and the money that you make from it isn't supposed to really go to anything. It's kind of used to like go out, and you don't really have any responsibilities other than like trying to do a good at school, and you can hang out with your friends. For me, that was probably, you know, my favorite time in my life. You know, when you had your set group of core friends that you would hang out with all the time, nobody was backstabbing each other for any reasons. It was just a great time to hang out with everybody, whether it was going to see a movie or hanging out at a friend's house and everybody getting drunk or throwing parties. You know, that time for me, because then as you get older, you know, you got to get a real job, you got to start your career, then you have responsibilities, and it's like, okay, I got to buy this house, okay, I got to pay for this car, okay, I got to get married, okay, I got to have kids, and I got to provide for these kids. You know, as you get older, the responsibilities pile up. So my favorite time was when there was minimal, not saying no responsibilities like you were a kid, but like minimal responsibilities, but you can still, there was that time, because right now being, you know, I'm 35, I don't go out. You know, my friends are all basically grown up, married, have their own kids. You know, I haven't talked to them in a couple years, but like there's no going out and partying, you know, but there was when you were 20, 21, 19, where you would see your friends on a daily basis. I remember working at a job, it was like a construction job, and we worked from 7 to 3, and then every day, like at like 6 o'clock, we'd go out and hang out. Those guys would drink or whatever, because I don't drink, and then it would be rinse and repeat like every day, and it was just the best time, at least for me, in my mind, you know.
That's interesting. So you like that's carefree awesome. Adult
yeah.
era.
Like minimal responsibility. The money that you make, you don't really have to, like, you're not required to save. It's like, hey, I have $500 burning in my hole. You know what? Drinks for everybody, or you know what? I'm gonna go and I'm gonna buy this thing, or I'm gonna splurge on my girl, like that type of stuff. You know, like where you're not like, oh man, I need to, how am I gonna afford this house and this mortgage, and oh, you know, like
I'm stressing out just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all those things are something that we'll definitely be talking about, because that's interesting. The responsibilities, like, and what responsibilities are just like part of life, and which ones you put on yourself. It'll be interesting to know like a little bit more about that. But let's move on to our next question for now, which is what motivates you to work hard? Rand, how about you take this one?
Work hard. I mean, are we just talking? All right. Well, I know I like to see. Number one, I like I'll just kind of frame this as like the YouTube thing, because you know I do put out daily content, and you could consider that working. I like to do things that interest me, and I find enjoyable to do. So I like making the videos. I know they're low quality at the current moment, and I even started to try to learn how to do Photoshop, which I actually enjoy trying to come up with ideas. And I'm not artistic, so I know they probably don't look good to a lot of people who know what they're doing, but learning and all that stuff, doing the videos, I find fun. And the reason I do it is because I think other people like to watch them. but also like I'm in school like currently. I used to work as an electrician, used to be a union electrician for quite some time, and that was the career, quote unquote, I had chosen after college, and it was just like I wasn't really enthused about it as time went on. Like I just did it because, well, it paid well, but then eventually it's like I just don't want to do this anymore, so I quit. I took a couple years off. I'm back in school, and I want to just do well. It's like I always wanted to like do my best. So if I fail or I succeed, it's not because I didn't try. Like it's because I did my best, and I can honestly say like I gave it my all. I just either wasn't good enough, or like, so when I currently in school trying to go to get my bachelor's in like a business administration and accounting and things like that. And ever since I went back to school now, because think I'm 35, I went back to school when I was 31, 32, and I haven't been, and I dropped out of college at 20. So we're talking, a 12-year gap there where I didn't go to school. So it was weird going back to school and basically being around a bunch of Lucas, being the old man in the class. But I always try my hardest, and like honestly, like on all the classes I've taken, I've done extremely, extremely well because I push myself to do the best I can, whether it's school, whether it would be job, or whether it would be making videos on YouTube. I just want to put the like my best effort that I possibly can at this moment, and if that helps me succeed, then so be it.
It's definitely something interesting because a lot of people, there are ambitious people out there, and there are not. And so it's interesting to know what exactly makes an ambitious person, like what keeps their focus and what makes them want to do well, the motivational factor. But what about you, Luca? What motivates you to work hard? If you work hard.
I do work hard. Now this is gonna sound shallow to people when I first say it, but hear me out, okay? The thing that motivates me to work hard is money. Now, the reason I say that is because when I was 19, and me and her are fine now, but when I was 19, me and my mother had this huge disagreement, a huge blowout, right? And she cut me off financially. And so I had to drop out of school, drop out of college. And for a few years, as I was desperately searching for a job, I was terrified that she was going to kick me out of the house. So when I found a job, I saved up, and I was just scared. I was just scared. And that's why money became like a huge focus for me, because I was like, if she kicks me out, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have to make sure I can take care of myself, So ever since then, and like I said, me and her are really good now. Ever since then, I've just been focused on working hard so I can have enough money to take care of myself, which I do. I take care of myself. I have my own car, and it's a nice car. Not bragging, but I'm just saying it's a nice car, and it's my third car because I wrecked the other two. I'm just saying. Anyway, this is it's my third car, and it's a nice car, and I pay my car note. I pay my own insurance. I buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it. I take care of myself, and I'm happy that I can take care of myself. And that's why I work hard, to make sure I have enough money that I'm okay.
That makes sense. I mean, once you've gone through that experience of not having money, or the fear of not having money, I think it's definitely something that can be used to motivate you. I personally don't think it sounds shallow because, your story behind it definitely helps. But I don't know. I feel like people make it so that money is a negative thing. Like if you have too much of it, or if you do things for it. But sometimes it helps. Of course, this is depending on, what you're doing. But
money is extreme. Obviously, money makes the world go round, right? People do strange things for money, or what they think will get them large amounts of money. And I know what Luca's talking about because I actually was homeless for a while. And I didn't have any money at that point, obviously, because I was homeless. And as Luca can attest, because we literally live, what, 20 minutes from each other, 30 minutes from each other, something like that.
30 minutes.
It gets cold here in December, in January in Chicago.
It's really bad, yeah.
So when I was younger, and even though I mentioned like my favorite point in time was around 19, 20, 21, at 19, I got kicked out of my house with nowhere to go.
Wow.
And I literally was sleeping in my buddy's van outside in the cold of December for a few months. Obviously, probably the lowest point of my life, but you learn a lot. Like, and obviously, my buddy who let me, stay there against his parents' wishes because his parents didn't want me there. But we were boys, man. We're boys for life. And he took care of me, and then I paid him back when eventually I got to move back home, and I got a job, and I repaid him all the money that he had given me. But yeah, like money, I'm not going to say why I got kicked out, but money was an issue, but not necessarily in my eyes, but in someone else's eyes. And it forced me to, like, I know what Luca's talking about. Like, you get that scare and you're like, oh man, if this happens again, I don't want to go through that again. I got to make sure I'm prepared for this future that may or may not happen. So like ever since then, I've kind of like taken steps to like, well, like I don't like being homeless isn't fun. Being homeless in Chicago during the winter is definitely not fun.
Yeah.
So
it's
money, it makes people do strange things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I feel like what motivates me is, money is definitely something that I worry about. I don't know. I do have anxieties, so it makes it worse. Thank goodness I've never been in a situation where I've, struggled that. I've struggled when I was younger, me and my family, but we were never homeless. And I'm really grateful for that, because that's something that honestly, most people are one check away from being homeless at this point. And that's a real fear. It's not something that I want to mess with. So I definitely make sure that I have, or that I try to have enough money, to help me if something happens, I can do something about it. But I don't know if it motivates me enough. Like, it motivates me to go to work, that's for sure. But the things that I do on the side, like streaming and the podcast and things like that, I feel like what motivates me is what it does, in terms of like the people that I meet and the therapy session that it gives me. Because I feel like when we do the podcast, it helps me talk through certain things that I'm feeling. And I feel like that's important for me, just because I feel a lot of things, so I need an outlet, So what motivates me to try to make it good is that I don't like to do mediocre things. I don't want anyone to be able to say, well, that wasn't your best. So I guess that's something that I've always done. I've always been like that. I've never wanted anything to be less than how I would want to see it or hear it, But a lot of people have been saying in the chat that their family motivates them, which is amazing. That's really important too. And I feel like everyone has their own, their own motivation. So if you have something that we didn't mention, definitely throw it down in the comments. We would like to hear from you. Let's move on to our next question, which is, what are the most important things to you in a friendship? What about you, Rand? How about that question?
Friendship.
Yes. Friendship is tricky.
Well, I think the most important thing in friendship is loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And not sugarcoating stuff, and just being there. Like, my set of friends that I have on Xbox Live, I've known for 7 years, 8 years. They're people I game with daily, obviously, like play games daily. And even though we will sometimes argue and get in fights plenty, everybody basically still, I mean, I know, I'm sure if some of them are listening, I'm sure they're probably be like, no homo, but everybody loves each other, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody has each other's back no matter what. Everybody's loyal to each other. Nobody sells anybody out. I mean, even still, like, I know there'll be people out there, you know, watching or whatever that be like, oh, Rand's this big YouTuber, right? Like, oh wow, Rand's got X many subs and people listen. And I get messages when people be like, I love your channel and all that stuff, and all my buddies be like, your channel sucks, bro. Like, nobody should listen to you. And like, they, you know, they do that because popularity and getting you know, like that can make your ego grow. And I've always said I don't really have an ego, but like your friends that you surround you with will help ground you. And there's people I trust like 100% completely. Obviously my friends that I game with for the last like 9 years aren't necessarily what would you say, in the Xbox community on Twitter. They're not even really on Twitter at all. I'm the only one who kind of is, so they're kind of apart from all that. But like on Xbox or on the community, like I would say like I talk to Tim Dog all the time. I trust him 100%. He has my back. I have his back. I honestly like love Tim. Like Tim's been a great friend to me ever since I met him. And you know, I also gotta say, you know, he's my TXR bro. I love Inferno, man. Mike, like he's my boy. I talk to him just as much as I talk to Tim, and I know I can tell those guys anything because they have my back, and you know, they've told me things, and I'm not going to spill anybody's secrets, but it's about loyalty. It's about, you know, I can tell you something, and then I know I'm not going to hear it from, oh, so and so said, hey, so and so said you said this or whatever. Loyalty means a lot to me. You know, being real means a lot to me. Like nobody tries to puff me up and make me seem more important than I am, because let's face it, I mean, I'm really at the end of the day just a nobody. And my friends make sure to remind me all the time about that, you know, in a joking way. And that's why I love them. Everybody's loyal. Everybody has a good time, and we can trust each other. And to me, that's like the most important thing out there.
I feel like trust is important for sure. I feel like I've had many bad experiences with people and quote unquote friends. And so I don't really have many.
Preaching to the choir.
Which I've seen in the chat that people have been mentioning. But, like, honestly, it's not that hard to be a good friend, people. Like, let me give you some advice. Number 1, be fucking real. Like, don't tell someone one thing and turn around and say something else to another. Like, if you are a real friend, you can tell your friend how you feel. There shouldn't be any like, I don't know if I should say this to that person because I might hurt their feelings. Like, look, if you're a real friend, you let them know if they fucked up. You let them know if they hurt your feelings. You let them know if they're being an idiot, because if you don't let them know with your words, you will let them know through your actions. And that's worse. I mean, come on, like, passive aggressiveness is not cool, not people.
It's not cute.
It is not. And honestly, people are passive aggressive without even realizing it. Because if you're mad at someone, but you don't tell them you're mad at them, what are you going to do? You're not going to call them. You're not going to be like, hey, you want to hang out? Like, no. And those things are important in a friendship. Like, give someone your time. People take that for granted. You have to give someone your time if you're their friend. Yes, we're all busy. We all have lives. We all got shit to do for the most part. Some of you might be losers. No, I'm just kidding. But
oh, geez. Okay. None of you are losers.
We're just kidding. No, but like, give a phone call, a text message. Hey, how are you today? How was your day? Like, you know, sometimes it's hard, but most of the time it takes like 3 seconds to send someone a text. You know, look for people, because honestly, that's what ends friendships. If you don't look for someone, and if they don't look for you, because remember, we talked about this, give someone as much as they give you. Don't give someone any more if they're giving you less. That's not okay. Don't.
100%
Self-love is like important, guys. But definitely.
And also, there's this story I wanted to tell because this kind of like people tell me this is like would showcase my true nature. Like sometimes, you have a friend that gets big or whatever, right? And they're supposed to bring you along for the ride, right? So a long time ago, I used to do a podcast. Mm-hmm. Nobody here would even know what it was, right? The person who was the host of the podcast was basically in it for himself, so to speak. And we kind of all knew that, but it was okay. He didn't take us along for the ride as part of his crew or his friends. Now, interestingly enough, I met, and this I'll tie it to gaming, but like I ended up meeting a couple executives at Xbox, Phil Spencer, Mikey Barr, that I'm friends with, that I talk to regularly, right? And I made sure to introduce my personal friends to both of them, right? So I introduced them to Phil, I introduced them to Mike, because if I'm going to make it or get big, then I'm bringing my friends with me, because that's what it's all about, right? Mm-hmm. So I introduced them. They all became friends. And my buddy, Mr. Black Magic, who I've known for 10 years, who's my bro, and, he ended up transitioning that into an actual job at Xbox. And I've gotten questions about this saying that, well, aren't you jealous? Aren't you upset that Magic's working at Xbox and not you? And I always say, no, I'm happy for him. I'm extremely proud that one of my friends turned that opportunity into something much more. So he's going to work for Xbox. And you could say I had a direct correlation with him because I met the people responsible for doing that. But that's what friends are supposed to do. They're not supposed to hog all the limelight for themselves and say, I'm better than everybody. They bring their buddies with them so they can experience all that from themselves. And because of that, I now have a friend who is literally going to maybe have his life changed, going from graduating college, and now his first real job possibly could be at Microsoft. That, like, his life is literally going to change. And I'm so incredibly proud that he is doing that, And
that's awesome.
And it's not jealousy. Like, I am happy. Like, that's what I want. That's what I want from all my friends. We all benefit when all of us, do well. I'm not out here to like put anybody down. Like, I don't want to be king. I want everybody to be with me up top. I mean, that's kind of how I always kind of viewed friendship and things like that.
And that's what friendship's about. It's about elevating each other and not trying to hold each other down out of jealousy and bitterness. So for me, like, I'm with you, Rand. Loyalty is number one for me. I need to know that if I say something to you, it's not going to get spread around to 10 other people, because I find these things out. People tell me stuff. I've been told that I'm trustworthy, and I am fucking trustworthy. People tell me stuff. I find these things out. So if you say something about me, I'm gonna find out, and I will confront you about it, and then you're gonna be standing there looking stupid, and I'm be like, listen, I don't know who you thought you were trying to play with, but nah, like, loyalty is my number one thing. It's so important to me. And knowing that I can talk to someone about anything and not have them judge me / have them tell me, hey, you kind of fucked up here. That's the most important thing to me. And I'm happy because, there's not a lot of people that I feel that way about, but I do have people who I know I can talk to and I don't have to worry about anything. As for everyone else, I pick and choose what I say to certain people. Yeah. And it's sad that it has to be that way, but, when someone shows you who they are, believe them.
Yeah.
If they fuck up once and it's a huge screw up and you tell them something in confidence and then literally everyone else knows, then you say, okay, well, I just know that I can't say anything to you anymore. And it is what it is.
Yep, it's true. I don't think people realize those things. Like, I don't think, look, this is an old saying. Your mama or your daddy or your auntie or your uncle or somebody used to tell you this when you were younger. Treat people the way you want to be treated, bitch. Okay? It's very simple.
Did they add the bitch part as well?
No, I that's my little seasoning in there. That's my sazon. I put some sazon on there. But look, like, It's so simple. Like, just if you don't want someone to, tell the world your secrets, why would you tell theirs? Have you thought about
Exactly.
that? I don't know.
Yeah, and another thing that's important is honesty.
Yeah.
And and I think that ties into loyalty as well.
A
Being
lot of
honest
this
with
ties
someone.
into each other for sure.
It all ties into each other. Also,
sure,
I like the idea of knowing that if someone's talking shit about me behind my back, like if you're there, you'll stick up for me. I like to think that the people that I'm close with would say something, but I don't know, because at least I can say that if I call you my friend, and even if we're not super close, if someone's dogging you, I'm gonna be like, hey, listen.
Exactly. Like, I don't know what you thought this was, but you ain't gonna be here around me with that. So either you leave or you stop.
Yeah, I mean, and there's been a couple of times where I've had to be like, hey, that's my friend. That's my friend. I need you to relax, okay? Like, chill. It's okay if you don't like them, but you're taking it a bit too far now.
Well, the funny thing is I'm like, so you want me to call them up so you can tell them that yourself? And they're like, and I'm like, yeah, I thought so. God damn it. People are just annoying. I don't know why people think that you can, like, why would you talk about the person that, we talk to each other. We're friends. Why would you talk about my friend in front of me? I mean, that's kind of silly. But yeah, it's something that, I mean, not everyone does it, not everyone thinks this way, but hopefully, guys, this will give you something to reflect upon and ask yourself, am I a good friend? Am I being a good friend? And if the answer is no, get your shit together, please.
Yeah, I mean, the way I think about it is, if you're talking to someone, just imagine if your friend was actually there and how they would feel in that situation. Because there is no reason for you to stay quiet. If someone is, and I've had moments like this too. Listen, I can take care of myself, okay? Like, obviously, everyone here knows that I am a bit of a bitch, okay? Everyone knows this. But if one of your friends is being an asshole to me and I'm staying quiet, which is like a rare moment, feel free to stick up for me. Like, that would be nice. I would appreciate that. I mean, honestly, I don't expect anything from anyone at this point. Like, I've been disappointed so many times, which is why I have to stick up for myself. But I'm just saying that it's okay to stick up for your friends when another one of your friends is being an asshole to them, like, or about them, like, don't worry about upsetting your one friend. Just think about if the person they're dogging was there with you, would you be like, oh man, like, I don't know about this? Or if the roles were even reversed, like if someone was chewing you out or being a dick about you, wouldn't you want to be like, oh, wouldn't you want your friend to be like, hey, perhaps you should calm down. Perhaps you should relax.
I feel like I don't care. I don't care. I know that people can fight their own battles, and I know that people should fight their own battles, but, like, I'm not about to let somebody be dragged in front of me, like, for no reason. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how I roll. You can do that on your own time when I'm not around. And then, yeah. I don't give a fuck. I feel like it's important to remember these things, guys. It's so important. And
it's not hard to be a bad, like, okay, well, yeah, it's not hard to
the
be a
people
bad
that should be listening to
this.
Good
friend. It's not hard to be a good friend, okay? Just stop being an asshole all the time and stop being so fucking selfish. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I am such a good friend, and I can say that I am such a good friend. And then every time someone does something, I'm just like, man, what am I doing? Like, why am I bothering to be this person for you when you obviously don't care? I'm a good friend. It's not hard to be a good friend. Just don't be an asshole.
Yeah. I feel like, and that's the thing too, because people confuse things sometimes, because it's very easy to think that we're friends because I'm a nice person sometimes, and
you're nice all the time, Flo.
I'm gonna let you know though, like, we're not friends. So, like, I would let someone know, like, nah. I told someone that before. I'm like, we're not friends. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, dude, we barely speak, you know? Like, I hate when someone who contacts me once, every couple of months or like 6 months, and they're like, how are you? How's it going? And they think we're friends. I'm like, bitch, I haven't spoken to you in like months. Who are you?
Yep.
I don't know who you are.
I've had that experience where it was like someone who I considered my best friend for years, and then he started dating someone and he completely ditched me, and he would only contact me like once every 3 months. And I like was talking to him. I was like, I don't want to, like, he was like, oh, you can confide in me. I'm like, well, I don't really want to tell you anything because we're not really friends. And he got so upset at me. He was all like, I see the person you truly are. Like, you've changed. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, what? I'm just saying that we don't talk, you know?
I know. It's, I feel like, I just feel like people are. And honestly, it gets me a little frustrated because I want to be friends with people, you know? Like, I want to be like cool and like have a nice friend that will look out for me and just like things like that. But it's I don't know. It seems like it's too hard for people to do something as simple as, you know, being loyal, being considerate. I mean, there's that. So I'm just gonna say I don't know.
Yeah, being a good friend is the lesson.
Get your shit together. Just get your shit together, people. We say it every week. Get your shit together.
Listen, this is the show motto at this point. I'm about to put this shit on our like little picture here. Like, get your shit together. Honestly, look, the right people, the people that need to hear this probably won't be listening to this right now. But if you know someone that needs to hear this, just send this shit over to them and be like, yo, I think you should listen to this. This helped me in my life. And then maybe this will. All right, let me stop because.
Okay.
I just feel like I would do that for someone. I'd be like, listen, you should listen to this episode and I think it'll help you. And they'll be like, what are you trying to say? Anyhow, let's move on to our next segment. This is topic number 1. As you guys know, this is our light topic, but of course it might get real. It might get hype. So like, just prepare yourselves. I cannot warn you because I don't know what's to come. But today we do have, what does it take to be successful in love, work, and life? I feel like this is an important question because there's 2 aspects to this. There is what is expected of you based on society, your family, you know, what you see your friends doing, and what is personally, you know, what you consider successful in your own personal right, because those 2 can be completely different. What do you think, Rand?
Well, you know, this would be an easy question to answer if I was successful at any of those things. You know, you know, that is what it is. The love thing, obviously not successful. No, you know, ladies don't like Rand. What can I say?
Oh. Wait. Are we gonna have to do an episode where we do like matchmaker? Like, are we gonna have to like love advice with Rand and Luca?
Nobody should be taking love advice from me. Trust me.
No, where we give you advice.
Oh, okay. Well,
I can't give anyone love advice either. I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life, man.
Oh my gosh, what is happening here?
I'm too much to handle. I am too woman.
Too much woman.
Too much
woman for any one man or one woman to handle. Right?
Oh my God. Look. All right. You will find love. Okay. We have 2 like negative love people here. What is going on? No, like, you will find love. Okay. I promise. And you just gotta do a little bit more digging. That's all.
You
ain't gonna find that shit in front of your Xbox though. I'm gonna tell you right now. Playing Dark Souls.
Excuse me?
Excuse me.
Excuse me?
My console loves me more than anyone else, okay?
Oh my
Like, you know, like, how dare you? And when no code, lonely nights where I was crying, my consoles were there for me, entertaining me.
Yeah, but your
Xbox has
console
always
is not
been
a
there
boyfriend
for
/ girlfriend
me.
/ lover / partner / like, it's not, guys, listen, it's not gonna work out.
Listen.
Well, I mean, all right, like work. I guess that's whatever you set your goals to be at work. I was successful as an electrician, but I didn't enjoy it, and I didn't want to do it anymore because I didn't enjoy it. And I feel like enjoying what you do is paramount, right? Even though I made good money, I wasn't happy where I was, so I wanted to do something else that I felt that I could enjoy. And I don't. I guess there's a couple different ways to look at it, like successful at work. Money, obviously, a lot of people put a value on money. Like, if I make $150,000 a year, I'm successful, or at least that's what you know what I'm saying. But I look at it as like I want a job where like I am not anxious, but like I'm really looking forward to going doing that job. Like I wake up every day motivated to go do that thing, even if it's like, I guess the question would be like, would you rather have a job you hate that makes you a lot of money, or a job you love that doesn't make you a lot? And I think a lot of people would probably choose money because money supersedes a lot of things. So for a lot of people, being successful means they have a lot of money, right? So like that's why like I quit the electrician's things, even though that paid extremely well, like better than you could possibly imagine. And I went back to school to do something that I thought I would really enjoy. And then that, you know, I started doing the YouTube thing, kind of dipped my toes in there, which is something I also really enjoy. And I'm doing for the money because there's hardly any money in it. I just do it because I enjoy doing it. I make all those videos because it's enjoyable. So I guess for me, I just want to, successful at work would be finding something that I truly want to do and I'm truly good at it, and it's fun to do on a daily basis, because I don't know how long I could do a job. Maybe, okay, I guess if there was a monetary value, like, hey, we'll pay you $1 million to do this, even if you hated the job, you probably would be like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'll suck it up for that amount of money. But like, that's unreasonable because nobody's going to pay you that much. So like, for me, successful is finding a job that you truly want to do and are truly looking forward to going every day to do it, you know, versus a job that pays you a lot. I'm still working on the life thing because I'm a loser, you know, I'm a nerd, I'm a loser. So I'll get back to you on that one if I ever become successful. And the love thing, I mean, you know, you love chicks, you know, I
love chicks.
Doesn't work out. Yeah,
Oh,
I love, you know, well, I'm saying in this day and age, it's like, you know, you got to kind of say like, I love I love women. Like, I don't play for, you know what I'm trying to say here, right?
Yes, we understand.
I've had my, you know, my, and when you say won't find it in front of the Xbox, I say that's not true because I did at one point.
Well, what I mean is that you won't find it playing a single player game in front of your Xbox, and that is all.
I don't know about that because there is this great thing called Xbox Live Party Chat where
that's different.
Party chat.
But I said playing a single player game only in front of your Xbox. I mean, if you do the social aspect of Xbox, hell yes, you might find love. Hell yes, that has happened, and hell yes, I totally condone it. Like, yes, do that. But
yeah, there's some.
Put yourself out there.
The I'm just saying.
No, she did not.
What? I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, look, I have met some amazing people on Xbox, and I mean, the idea though is that you put yourself out there, right? Because if you don't, whether it's online or in real life, you're not exactly going to find anything if you're not, you know, looking, right? But people just sometimes feel like they might come to them, but that's not how that works. I mean, you can't wait around for things to happen. You got to make that happen. I don't know. I don't I feel like I personally want to talk about the different, I guess, the different ideas of success, because for me personally, people tell me what I should be doing at this point in my life, and I'm just like, but why though? Like, I don't think that your idea of success necessarily has to be my idea of success. And oftentimes, especially from my family, I get like the side eye of like, oh, but you still don't have children, or oh, but you still don't have this and that. And I'm like, bitch, can you just like let me live? Because I'm happy. It might not look like it sometimes based on my little, conversations on this podcast and other places, but I'm happy, and I feel like that is the most important part for me. If I'm happy, then I am successful. I don't necessarily have to be making a lot of money. I would prefer, like Rand was talking about, to be happy with my job than to be making a lot of money. If you have both, then that's fucking amazing. Congratulations. But happiness is important, because if you are walking around with all the, things that people deem successful, but you're not happy, then what the fuck is the point, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. What's the point?
I don't know. At this
Luca?
point in my life, I'd rather make a lot of money, even if I wasn't exactly happy.
Luca.
I'm sorry. Like, I never feel truly happy. It comes and goes, and it's rare. So I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be miserable, might as well be miserable making mad money.
I mean, if you're not happy anyway.
I could see Luca like sitting on a bunch of stacks, just like crying because she has nobody. And she's like, well, at least I have you, Benjamin Franklin.
Basically,
Oh my
like,
God.
if you have money, you can buy the things.
You could buy friends
that could possibly make you
and then
happy.
you can buy
Okay,
love,
I wouldn't say no.
right?
I wouldn't do that. But like, you can afford certain things.
You
I mean,
can't
it's
buy
just
that
for
shit.
me. I know you can,
Money
but like for
can't
me
buy
personally,
happiness.
that's just yeah, that's what poor people say. That's what poor people say.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what poor people say to make themselves feel better about the fact that they don't have money. Okay, I'm sorry, but I think if you had a lot of money, you can do things to make you happy. Like, you could travel, you could buy things that you want, you could do anything you want. Like, the fuck. I don't know, man. I'd rather have money than be happy at my job. But that's just me. And then anyway, even if I made a lot of money at my job and I really was miserable, I would just save up and then do something else. That way I'd have money on the back burner while I'm doing the other thing I like doing.
Are you happy with your job now?
I am happy with my job because, my previous position was fucking purgatory. So,
yeah,
I like my job a lot now.
Okay.
So I'm happy with my job now.
In comparison, yes. But like, do you feel like you could see yourself doing this forever and be totally content?
I don't know. I don't really know, because when I start thinking about my future, I start stressing out. I think I'm a loser too, to be perfectly honest.
What is happening here? Is this like negative podcasting?
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying how I feel. I think I'm a loser, and I've had to talk to my mom a few. Oh my God, thanks, girl. But I've had to talk to my mom about it a few times. I'm like, I'm a loser. I'm not going anywhere in my life, and then she has to like remind me, like, well, you've done this for yourself and you've accomplished this, and I don't feel like it's enough. I don't feel like it's enough, and I don't know what it is exactly that I can do to make me feel fulfilled in this life, because right now I feel like a loser. And whenever I start thinking about the future, it stresses me out. It makes me feel bad. It makes me really unhappy. So,
like, what things haven't you done, or what makes that like the category you fall into? You feel like?
Well, Iceman in the chat's like, yo, Luca, if you don't stop, I'm like, listen.
Like, is it that you feel like you should have more friends, you feel like you should have more money, you feel like you should have more going on for yourself? Like, which one?
Yeah, it's everything.
All of the above.
It's everything. I mean, the friends I do have now, like that I see on a day-to-day basis
Mhm.
are pretty good. I like a lot of them, you know, but I don't know. I don't know what I can do to make myself feel better. And I've been trying to figure that out for a few years now because it's not fun feeling the way I feel, but
Mhm.
I'll figure shit out eventually, right? Like, you know, we all have to.
I feel like for me, when I used to feel that way, it was because I compared myself to other people, and I compared my whatever I've done in my life to what other people my age have done. And sometimes I would be an idiot and compare myself to like people that are older than me or people that are more privileged than me. And honestly, like that's just a rabbit hole I don't think anyone should go down, because while competition can be a little bit like good for you in terms of motivating you or, you know, giving you something to reach for, it's not good when you kick yourself for not having the same things other people have. I once I stopped doing that, I've honestly been feeling a lot better about where I am in my life. And I don't I don't know, I feel like people are always going to ask me, why aren't you doing this? Why don't you do that? When are you going to do this? And honestly, once you stop trying to please other people, you will be so much happier. Not you, Luca, just in general. I,
Mm-hmm.
um, I tell people now, when are you going to do this? And they're looking at me like, what? Cause I don't subscribe to other people's rules, you know? And that for me has always been the case. I've always been like a rebel, but at this point it's more just like because of myself, because of what I need from myself, that shit just doesn't work for me. I'm not about to be like, you know what, I should do this with my life because so and so said that that's what I should be doing by so and so age. Like it just doesn't it doesn't lead down a good path. And I feel like a lot of people fall into that other people's, you know, categorizations, and that shit. I mean, come on, you got to live for you. You can't live for other people. I feel like that's really important. I don't know.
Of course.
I feel like it's hard to know exactly what being successful would be if you don't look at other people, you know? But at the same time, it's like, how much of it do you know? Because just because this person has this life doesn't mean that will make you happy, right? And is that not what we are all searching for, happiness? Whether we think money will make us happy, whether we think love will make us happy, you know?
What if they make you miserable?
Yeah, that's definitely an option. You never know, right?
Mm-hmm.
More money, more problems, right?
As they say, more money. But as Luca would say, that's just what poor people tell themselves.
Yeah, like any problems that you have for making more money are your own doing. That's how I feel about it. Like, if you're making more money and causing more issues for yourself, what are you doing?
But if you make more money, you automatically get people to come be like, hey, remember me?
It's not, first of all, it's not like I'm gonna tell people that I have a lot of money. I don't get that. And like, if I suddenly became rich tomorrow, it's not like I would tell any of you. I would keep my mouth shut. I'd be like, the fuck?
Your family would know, and they'd be coming down to knock on your doors to get a piece of that.
That's fine. They can have that as long as they leave me alone afterward. Like, I would.
No, they ain't leaving you alone.
I would move out and dip. Okay.
That'd be the smart thing to do, because you actually look at like the history of lotto winners. A lot of that is like a curse. Like a lot of those people go broke, or a lot of stuff happens because they get into this money, and then literally everybody they ever knew in their life is coming for a handout. You know, they can well, you know, give me some money.
I would leave. I'd leave.
I mean, the taxes alone, though.
That's true.
That's enough of a fucking headache. Then you gotta pay someone to like do it for you, and then you don't know if that person's gonna like steal from you. So then that's something you gotta think about.
Matter though.
Hey man, I don't care how rich I am. You ain't fucking stealing my money.
But at that point, if that happened, like, could you even trust anybody? Like, because
that's
like you'd be like any person you would meet from then on, right? Like people, like we all have friends. You have, you know, Blue, you got great friends. Luca, you got great friends, and you can trust them because
Do I?
you
though?
know,
Just kidding.
I do though. You got Luca. Come on, right?
Wow,
You
I'm
got
quitting
Luca.
this podcast right now.
That's why I said
And
it.
the people like you for you, right? But what happens once you get that money or that popularity? Because I'm assuming, like, you know, some movie stars or some like super popular Twitch streamers or YouTube streamers, you know, like the Angry Joes or the PewDiePies, right? Are people trying to befriend you because they truly want to be your friend? Or are they looking for an angle? Like, how would you be able to deal with that? Like, you know, it's like
something you have to deal with, you know.
I know, but wouldn't that suck though? Like, you wouldn't know who to trust. Like, you could, like, if any person you meet going forward from that point, like, sure, you could trust your boys or your girls because they were with you, you know, day one. But like any other person you meet from that point on, you'd be questioning yourself. It's like, well, does this girl really love me?
What would
Or
you
do
say if I
like,
told you I felt like that now?
Really?
I don't trust people.
I don't trust people either.
You don't
I don't trust anyone.
Luca? Oh my!
No, I trust people
trust
once
anyone.
they get past a particular point.
Yeah,
but
I don't trust anyone with money. Like, you could be my best friend in the whole world.
Ooh.
But if okay, listen, there was this one time where we were doing like a overnight thing, right? And it was me and two other girls, and we decided to split the bill, but I paid for it outright. Now, one of the girls, she gave me the money as soon as I was like, here's the bill. She gave it to me. But the other one, she was acting funny, right? And, you know, I'm still good friends with her. I still hang out with her. You know, that's, you know, she's my girl. But those few days where she was not giving me my money, I was like, man, I don't know about this. Like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't trust people with money. The thing with me is, like, don't ever give anyone anything that or loan them anything unless you have the expectation that you're not going to get anything back. Someone's going to pay you back. 9 times out of 10 they're not, and that's just how I feel about it.
Yo, money fucking breaks people up. Like, it really does. I've been in a situation where someone said, hey guys, let's go to this place, I'll treat everyone. Right, we get there, and the guy, when we all finish, we're like, all right, here's the bill's like in the middle of the table, and we're just like all look at him, and he's like looking around, like eyes to the side, like I'm like, are you fucking serious, dude? And from now I don't even talk to that guy anymore, because I feel like, what the fuck? You don't say, hey guys, let's go to this place, I'll treat you, only to fucking, you know, only to be told later, nah, we probably should split it because, like, it's expensive. Like, dude, you signed up for that shit, you know? Like, I wouldn't have eaten here if I knew I had to split it. That's number one, because you're the one that suggested it. So, like, now what? That's happened. So, money.
One of my friends calls me Mr. Krabs, because, like, the thing with him is that when we were 21, we had a mutual friend who would, like, pay for everything and get us into clubs and all that stuff, right? And I noticed that my friend was like, you know, he'd be like, oh, well, I want to do this. What do you think, Alex? And then Alex would be like, yeah, I do. And then he'd be like, so are you going to pay Alex? And, you know, all that stuff, right? So whenever my friend comes to me, like, if he really needs money, I'll help him out. But if it's like little things, I'll be like, nah, fam, nah, I guess we're not going out then, fam. No, I'm not doing that. Because I can tell when someone is just like, is a piece of shit when it comes to that kind of thing, you know? So my nickname is Mr. Krabs because I'm cheap, but I'm only cheap with people who deserve it. I'm just saying.
Oh my god. Mr. Krabs. That's actually kind of funny. I mean, look, there's lots of aspects of life that will, you know, definitely be up for, like, everyone has their own opinion, right? So if you don't have something, you can't really know until you have it how you'll feel about it. So that's definitely the case with this. Like, until you are what you consider successful in love and work and life, you won't really know, right? If that's actually going to be like what you want.
Can I be successful on just one of them?
Yeah, for sure.
Please?
Yes.
Which
Yeah.
one's the easiest? The love one?
No.
What's it like to be loved, guys? Because I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know either, man. Like, I don't know how that feels.
Can I just
like.
please, fate, can you just give me some of this?
Just something. Can I just have something, please?
What? All right, guys, let's put this out there. Luca and Rand, they need help. So let's help them. All right, let's find them love. Coming up next. I'm just kidding. No, but I don't know. Because even if you think you found it, it might not be it.
Yep.
There's that part too. We never know, right? We never know. I mean, look, if you guys feel like you are successful or know what will consider you successful, I guess, whatever, in love and work and in life, let us know in the comments below. And thank you everyone in the chat for letting us know what you think, because honestly, I don't think it's something that has one definitive answer. It's something that everyone has to define on their own, and it's something that everyone has to figure out, right? Because even people that are older than us haven't figured it all out. I didn't want to say like old, but you know what, older than us who have lived longer lives. Anyhow, moving on, guys, to the next segment. We got some Girl, Let Me Tell You, where we talk about the funny ass stories or the stupid ass stories that we have experienced in the last week or maybe longer. And we can't believe the shit that we go through. So let's have Rand go first with Girl, Let Me Tell You.
Okay, maybe someone else should go first so I get a clue what this means, because I have no idea what this means, to be honest with you. Like, girl, let me tell you.
Let me show you.
I'm clueless on this one, so educate me.
Let me show you. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so basically what we do here, if anyone's new in chat, if anyone's new listening, we go through some shit during the week or during the month or last night, for example. And what we do in Girl, Let Me Tell You is tell you the story that made us laugh or angry or, you know, all of the above. And yeah, we just share our stories with you. So I'm fine with going first.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah, but people are so fucking stupid. All right, girl, let me tell you. I'm getting on the bus, right? I know my stories always have to do with like the bus or the freaking train or streaming, but look, it's fine. This is my life. I'm getting on the bus to go home. Of course, I had a long day. I'm just like, oh my God, like let this bus ride be normal for once, please. No, something had to happen. So I have a question. Why do men act strange when a woman, right, does something that is like usually expected of men? For example, I'm waiting for the bus. The bus comes up. First of all, the bus is super fucking late. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this fucking schedule. Like, I don't know if the bus driver is just sitting there smoking a cigarette, having a grand old time, but you need to stick. If the fucking schedule says you come at 3:05, don't show up at 3:10 all lolly dolly like, hey guys, motherfucker. Anyway, moving on. The bus shows up. He opens the door. Everyone's getting on, and there's a man there, and he's like gesturing for me to go ahead of him. And I'm like, no, you go ahead, sir. And I just point, and I don't say anything. I just like do the gesture back to him. And he literally stands there, and he like looks at me super confused. And he's like, and I don't know if he's trying to figure me out. Maybe he thinks that like, he had this face just like, yo, but like, aren't you a woman? Like, shouldn't you be going first? And I'm like, look at him like, are you not going to walk? And he's like, but I'm so confused. And I'm like, can you just like go? There's people behind me. Can you just fucking go? And he's just like, literally like a minute of this shit. And I'm just like asking myself, at this point, do I fucking go and just get it over with? Because I've done that before. And it's kind of annoying because sometimes they want to just look at your butt when you walk up the steps. And that shit's fucking frustrating. Or do I like wait it out and like do this game of chicken with this guy and just like wait until he goes first just to be a dick? Just because like that's fun too. And after he stares at me for like what felt like 5 minutes, he decides to go. But of course, he has to sigh before he does it. Because God forbid I do something nice for a man so that he can go and get himself a seat first. Because I'm tired as fuck. Like, I could have gone ahead, but I didn't feel like it. I wanted to be nice and I wanted to let you go ahead. But no, you just have to sigh. Like, you're fucking, oh my God, I can't. And so he goes up and I'm just like, all right. And I go behind him and I'm like, all right. And I sit down. Thank God he didn't sit next to me because that would have been a whole nother story. But I don't understand. Like, why do men get confused? I know this whole thing of like chivalry and all that stuff. But like, I'm letting you go first. Like, shouldn't you be grateful? Like, can I get a thank you at least? Fuck. No. There's a sigh. And then he goes like, dude, I mean, if someone doesn't accept your, you know, I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. Your gesture of like respect or nice. I'm pretty sure he wasn't being respectful. I'm pretty sure he wanted to look at my ass. But if someone doesn't accept something, don't get upset. Just, you know, especially if they're being nice back, just be like, oh, thanks, you know, and just go. Like, I don't understand why there's this like concept that is super hard to grasp for some people of, you know, you don't have to treat me differently because I'm a woman. And I don't have to treat you differently because you're a man. Like, I'm just you're a person. So, you know, I'm telling you I don't need to go ahead of you so you can go first. Like, what the fuck? What's the big deal? And now I feel like I can't do anything.
So you think he had an ulterior motive? He just wanted to look at that booty?
I don't know. It's possible. It's happened before. I can't assume.
How old was he? Would he be from an era of...
He was like an older man.
Yeah, maybe he's just, that was the way he was raised. Like, women go first, you know,
yeah,
especially, you know, as they say, chivalry's dead. Maybe just like, hey, I was brought up in the era of like, you know,
I mean, he wasn't that old.
Well, I mean, you know, because as they say, like, you know, nowadays, chivalry's dead. Men and women are, you know, I mean, usually you can go into this whole thing is like, who's supposed to pay in the first date? Is it, you know, is it supposed to be split now? Is like, you know, like, are dudes still supposed to open up doors for girls? You know, like all that type of stuff. But I get what you're saying. Like, he's like, I'll let you go. But then you're like, no, go ahead. But then he's looking at you like, the fuck?
Exactly,
like,
the fuck? This woman just said,
I'm just trying to be nice. I'm just trying to be nice to let this young lady go ahead of me. But then, of course, you're thinking like, well, I don't need a man to tell me that to go ahead. Like, I'm a big, strong, independent woman. You know, like,
no, see, that's the thing. This time, it wasn't that at all. This time. You hear that? I personally just really that day was just like, oh, it's okay. You go first. Because he was ahead of me in line. So I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, go ahead. And instead, I'm just like, this turned into a longer thing. Like, should I have just gone ahead anyway? Like, sometimes I don't even bother. I'm just like, all right, fine. And I just go. But there are times where I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, you were ahead of me. All right. We don't have to, you know, I don't have to skip you. It's okay. Like, just, you can go. I don't know. I just feel like I can't win sometimes. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, no, I think it's a product of our society that you're questioning his politeness. Like, he's being polite and like seeing if you want to go, but like you have like second thoughts. You're like, well, maybe he just wants to look at my ass. You know, like I mean, I don't know. Like it's a
possibility for the fact that he stared at me that long. And, like, was super just, like, annoyed at the fact that I said, no, you go first. I kind of feel like he had an ulterior motive because he got mad. But I'm like, look, it's fine. Like, just go. You know? Just go. Just like I would let someone who has, like, a cane or a walker, like, just go. Like, you're in front of me in line, just go.
Yeah, and what if they did the same deal? What if, like, you're ahead of a person with the walker and you're like, go ahead. And they're like, no, you go ahead.
So then I'll be like, okay, and then I'll get the fuck up on the bus. I'm not going to sit there for a minute and stare at you. Like, what the fuck? I'm just be like, oh, all right. And then that has happened to me before where a man had a cane and I'm like, oh, go ahead. And he's like, no, you go. And I was like, thanks, bye. And I just went up on myself and I just sat down and I was like, all right. But I don't know, like, why are you staring at me like I'm crazy? I'm just being nice.
I need to know Luca's thoughts on this. Luca would have flipped out. Luca would have been like, move up them stairs before I smack you across the face.
If that was a situation I was in where if some guy was like, go ahead, and I was like, no, it's okay, you can go, and then he was like, go ahead, I would just go ahead. That's just me though. You know, I mean,
I've done it all. I've done it all. I've gone first ahead without having to like say anything. I've done the other one where I'm like, go ahead, and they're like, no, you go ahead, and I'm like, all right, go. I go up, and then I've done the last one, and I'm like, it just whatever, it's fine. Isn't it funny too, where the men that let you go ahead, and then there's another woman there behind you, but they don't let the other woman go. They let you go ahead of them and not the other, and then she's looking at you like, what the fuck, bitch?
Oh. I mean, yeah, no, that. Oh, geez. I'm just a polite person typically, so I'll, be like, oh, go ahead if you want to, and if they don't, that's fine. Or if they want me to go ahead first, that's fine. I don't really put too much thought into it. Interesting experience that you've had, though. That's interesting.
Whatever. I just
you always
don't
have
understand.
issues. You always have issues.
Only Blue could turn a story about getting onto a bus into like a 20-minute segment.
Awesome.
I just don't understand like why. Like, let me be nice. Just let me fucking be nice to you too. That is all. Thank you. Luca, what's yours today?
Okay, so I'm on a new podcast. It's called RDX, and shout out to those guys. One of my dudes is in the chat right now, Fonz. I've been having a lot of fun with them, and it's been great, right? I'm the only girl on the show, so I've gotten a few comments here and there, as per usual, right? Like, it is what it is. I don't really care. I don't ascribe too much thought to it because I'm always gonna get that kind of shit especially when I hang out in a male-dominated area, So I'm minding my whole ass business as per usual, and I'm looking at the chat and I'm responding to people. People are like, hey, Luca, how's it going? Like, it's so nice to see you here. Like, people, being nice to me because most of them know better at this point. They know better, But then I see some guy in the chat and he's just like, Dealer, and Dealer, he's the host of the show. He's like, Dealer, I really want to support you on your show, but I can't listen because Luca's voice is so annoying. So sorry. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, that makes sense because my voice is kind of annoying. Like, there's a lot of people who find my voice annoying, It is what it is. It's very high and squeaky, whatever, right? It is what it is. But I'm staring at his username and I'm like, wait a second. I recognize this guy. I'm like, wait a second, didn't I drag you a few months ago? Like, I typed that in the chat and silence, right? So I decided to go through my receipts because I keep these screenshots of all the idiots who try to fight with me, right? And I find him and then I start laughing. Like, I have to mute my mic because I'm fucking laughing. And then I go in the chat. I'm like, dude, I dragged you a few months ago. Yeah, I called you a beta male and I humiliated you. Do you remember that? Nothing. Fucking nothing. But Fonz was telling me that the guy ended up staying throughout the entire show. So I guess my voice isn't that annoying, right? Like, what the fuck? Like, how are you going to come to me? Like, no, not even to me. How are you going to come to an area I'm at and I'm looking at the chat and then say something condescending? When we've had like prior experiences with each other, where we had issues with each other, where I've humiliated you and made you rethink your life. And then you want to come with this passive aggressive shit. Like, what is that? What is that? Like, I don't understand. I don't know, dude. Like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh, Lord. People just want that. I feel like people just want it.
Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, talk about wanting attention, Like, talk about wanting attention. Like, what is that? And it's like, okay, listen, I fought with a lot of people, okay? I've gotten into arguments with so many people, but if I'm talking to you and I'm like looking at your username, I will be like, hey, didn't we get into a fight before? Like, I will ask. And there have been a couple of people who are like, yeah, no, we did. I had to leave for a while because of that. Like, I have one of my dudes, like, we're really cool now. Like, I called him like a Sunday morning cartoon villain or something, right? Like, that was the insult I gave him, right? Mm-hmm. And he came back a few months later and he's like, yeah, that was pretty fucked up, but it was really funny, and he was good to me. Like, he was chill. And then there's this other guy on Twitter. Now, he didn't admit to anything, but I asked him, I was like, didn't we get into an argument? He's like, no, we've never fought before. I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I've had people who I've argued with come to me later with a different, they talk to me differently, which is nice. They add a little respect in their voice. But I just think it's funny that this guy would like legit be like, yeah, her voice is annoying. When I remember, sir, I remember you. I remember you. I'm not gonna forget people I've argued with. I mean, I forget, but I will always have a little inkling about it. But I just, girl, let me tell you, I just thought that was pretty funny.
I feel like people, honestly, want it. Cause like you cannot expect anything different. If you come at someone in a particular way, they're not gonna just sit there and be like, "Oh, thanks." Like your ass is getting dragged, sir. And I feel like some people just like want you to do it. I don't know.
Interesting stories. Luca always goes off. Like it's fun being in party chat with her, and she'll just go off in this tangent. Like last night, she stepped away, and we could hear her arguing with like somebody. Like she's what were you saying? Check your sheet.
So
check your sheet first.
Oh my god, dude! I was like, what the fuck? Like I was in a party with them, right? And I go downstairs to like throw something out, and my brother's like, "Hey, I need you to unplug your cord because it's messing up my game." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because we both have our like cords plugged in, and I'm like, "Wait a dude, your shit's not even plugged in." He's like, "What are you're telling me that if I step back there, that blue cord is not plugged in?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, it's not plugged in. Like, don't come at me unless your shit is correct, you idiot. Like, don't be stupid. Check your stuff before bothering me with your nonsense." I don't understand. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, I was like, "Your stuff's not even plugged in." He's like, "Well, you're the only one who messes with it." I'm like, "Did you not see me putting mom's cord away last night when you were sitting there playing your game? Like, were you not paying attention?" He's like, "Well, obviously I wasn't paying attention," because I was like, "You know what? Just don't talk to me. just don't talk to me."
Wasting my time.
Just what a waste of my time.
I don't understand.
Okay, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We say this every
stories
single
coming.
show.
These are great. Like bus stories, stories about people that don't like Luca's voice.
All the time.
These are great. These are really great.
What about you? What's your story?
My story. Well, I don't know if I really have one, to be honest with you. I get people that come into my comment section of my YouTube channel that honestly hate me or don't like what I do. They become very, very I'll give one guy credit. He'll message me on PlayStation and Xbox with fake accounts.
Oh, you got yourself a little troll.
Yeah. I mean, trolls have always kind of followed me around, but you know, as I introduce myself sometimes in my videos as, "Hey, I'm Randall Thor 19, the man with the million." And the man with the million thing was what somebody during a TXR episode said to me, like, "Oh, it's Rand, the man with the million." I thought it was kind of cool. I've never claimed to be the only person with the million gamer score, so I was like, "Hey, I'll call myself, you know, whatever. It's a nice tagline for YouTube. I can introduce my, you know, whatever." So I did that. Yeah. Well, as I say it all the time, some people really like the intro. I mean, even last night, Luca can attest to this. Mr. Inferno hopped in the party. He's like, "Oh man, it's the man with the million," right? So like, obviously it's caught on. People know, but also can be used against you because someone, whether it's my hater, he'll message me and be like, "You're not the man with the million. You're the man with the million lies." Right? And I'll be like, "Oh." I'm like, "It's clever. I mean, it's very clever. I'll give him that."
Who the fuck are you, dude?
I mean, come on. Like, he took like a very
so dramatic,
right?
Oh my god, you're the man with the
Fox.
million.
Fox is saying he thought Crap gave that to me, but I don't think Crap called me Xbox Jesus.
Oh god,
that's what he called me back then. But no, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Crap. But you know, then they do a little more derogatory term. Some people will call, you know, that same guy who'll make new accounts. He'll be like hashtag or, you know, man with the £1,000,000 because I'm a big dude. I've never, you know, like said I'm not. I'm a big guy. People know that. I got my picture on my Twitter. You know, I was at E3, picture taken. I'm not a skinny mini. You know, like I'm not like Luca, 4'11", probably like 105 pounds or whatever. You know. I'm a big dude, so like, you know, obviously they go after the weight and all that stuff, which is, you know, whatever, you know, it's something you deal with. But you get the haters. And I always just wonder, I always think like, what goes through a person's head to be like, I'm just going to not only message this person, but I'm going to make multiple accounts and message this person for days on end. I'm going to dive bomb. Is like, how pathetic and sad must your life be if that is what you're doing? Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, and it blows my, like, don't you have something better to do? Like, I understand people aren't going to like me. I mean, obviously, like, I don't even like me. Like, I'm surprised other people do, you know? But like,
I like
to spend...
you, man.
Oh, thank you.
And
Luca.
I like bigger guys too. I'm just saying. Anyway, go ahead.
Excuse me.
What?
Oh.
What?
Don't you what me? Like what?
What? Okay. Anyway, go on, Rand.
I lost my train of thought. So it's like you have these people that go to, like, I post a video on YouTube and I can always pinpoint who's going to be the first to comment, and it's usually people that don't like me, but they're the first ones to watch. Like, if you don't like me, if you don't like what I do or what I say, why are you always watching? Like, I don't get that. I would be like, don't you have something better to do with your life than like watch somebody that you don't like? Don't you have something better to do than make multiple accounts and send me a bunch of messages? Is your life that freaking sorry that is what you like? I don't understand. Like, get your shit together. Come on. Yeah. I mean, am I wrong on that? I don't get it, man. Like,
you are not wrong.
I mean, I deal with this all the time, especially lately. It's been kind of interesting because people have been coming to my stream in groups to troll, and I'm like, are you that bored with your life that you feel the need to get round some friends together and be like, be funny, guys, if we go to this chick stream and like say some stupid ass shit? Like, what? Especially when they say dumb things that are not even funny. I'm like, at least troll better, like at least do this well. Like, come on. So I just sit there and I just ignore, or I'll laugh at the stupid ass shit, and I'm just like, y'all are just giving me more viewers, so thanks. And then they'll get mad because I don't ban them, and they're like, just ban me, please. Why don't you ban me? How am I not banned yet? And I'm like, guys, calm down. And then they leave because they get so mad. So honestly, I don't know. I don't understand the idea of trolling. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know. Like, I know they say the people that like do that stuff are like really young, 15 but judging from my YouTube analytics, like 80% of my audience is literally between the ages of 20 and 35. So then I think to myself, this is a dude who's probably a grown ass man, like, doing this. Like, something went wrong somewhere in your life, and I feel sorry for you. I'm not like angry, right? Like, I think it's kind of funny, but I almost feel pity. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I'm sorry that your life is so terrible that I'm such a fixture of your daily routine, and that I impact you enough to actually make multiple accounts and send me messages you think are going to be hurtful. Like, they're not. Like, Man with a Million Lies is clever. I thought that was hilarious, actually. But he meant it as a derogatory term. Like, he meant it as, like, you're a freaking liar. You're a freaking, like, you're an Xbot, and all Xbots do are lie. They lie. They lie with every single breath they take.
Oh my God, the drama, though.
I know, right? Like,
it's like, wow. Okay, you need help?
They must need help. But I pity them. Because I couldn't imagine if that was me, like, if I was like constantly texting somebody or messaging somebody, making multiple accounts, then my life, like, what happened to my life at that point, So I only feel pity for those people. I'm sorry that your life is terrible, and, I feel really bad for you.
I agree. I feel bad. I don't feel bad for them. I think they're stupid. That is all. That's all, folks. I don't understand.
Like, even on Twitter, I don't block anybody on Twitter. I mute people for sure.
That's my favorite.
I don't block anybody.
That's my favorite. I love it.
And it's because think about it. Like, they think that you're constantly going to be seeing what they type you. So, and people, a lot of the trolls out there think they get a victory when you block them. Like, oh, they blocked me, I won. Nah, I'm going to mute you so you can spend all your time tweeting me and think I'm seeing it when I'm really not. You know?
Yep.
That's
why I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh boy. People. Get your shit together. Thanks. All right, guys. Let's move this on because y'all don't deserve any more time, trolleys. Our next segment. This is going to be our topic number 2, where it gets a little bit more serious. Today, we'll be talking about how power and popularity corrupt people. So, let's get your ideas on this, Luca.
Yes, let's get your ideas, Luca. I'm right now. I'm so curious to see what you have to say.
Yeah, no, listen. I don't like that shit, and I'm gonna put it out there now. I don't like how, especially in this community, how being popular and getting views and having people become obsessed with you and give you things. I don't like how that is something that people are focusing on. Now, when I first came into this community, I had the blinders on. I was very happy, but as I've been here longer and as I've grown as a podcaster, I have been made aware of certain things that have it's just been disheartening. It's left a sour taste in my mouth. It's disappointing. I've been disappointed a lot by people that I've called my friends because of this. Let's be popular. Let's see who's the most popular. Let's become popular. This obsession that people have with being the best and wanting their show to succeed the most. It's something I just, for the life of me, cannot understand, because this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be it's video games, for God's sakes, people. Like, this is supposed to be fun. And as soon as this starts not becoming fun, I don't want to do it. I have had people say things to me that just has me scratching my head, because I'm like, what do you mean I'm not good at this or I suck at this when you barely have any more experience? I have more experience than you in this aspect. So what do you mean what do you mean I need to improve? What do you mean by this? Like, why are you saying these things? Why are you so bitter? Why are you so jealous of other people? Why are you so obsessed with how well received these people are in comparison to you? Why do you think that you deserve more just because you're putting in nominal effort? You either have it or you don't. You either have the right kind of personality to do this stuff or you don't. And being a piece of shit about it isn't going to help. And even if you are successful in this aspect, being an arrogant, self-centered prick is just going to make people not like you. And you think your shit doesn't stink. It does. It may take some time. I was talking to Xbot about this in the chat. It may take some time for other people to see, but your true face will be shown and people will see how ugly you are on the inside. And it's not fun. And I just don't understand, And I will say this here. I don't care about being popular, but I know that people like me. And I will never let that get to my head in the sense that, like, oh, I'm better than this person, or I'm better than this person, or I deserve this because of this and this and this. No, I don't think I'm better than anyone. I can't think I'm better than anyone. What's the point of thinking that? We are all our own people. We're all unique. We all work hard in different ways. There's no point in thinking that you're better than someone else just because you got 100 more views, or I got 100 more views than you did. I don't like how being popular makes people, I guess people show who they really are, I guess when someone shows you who they are, believe them, and then, like, how fake some people are. when they pretend like, well, okay, I'm going to put this face on for the community, but behind the scenes, I'm just like bitter and ugly and jealous. You know, I don't get that. Like, how can you talk such shit about someone behind their back? Like, how can you say so many disgusting things about someone behind their back, but to their face be like, hey, how's it going, buddy? You want to play a game? How about you come on my show? Come on my show, please. You're popular and you're better than I am, and you're better than the people on the show. So come on my show, even though I secretly despise you, because I just want the views, and I know that I can't get the views on my own, and me and the other people on the show can't get the views on our own. But I'm gonna kiss your ass and pretend like I actually like you when I don't, and I'm just gonna talk shit about you behind your back because that's just what I do. That's just what I do. That's just the kind of person I am. I am this kind of person who doesn't care about anyone but myself and will do whatever I can to get ahead because that's just who I am. I don't understand that, and I don't like it, especially since it's about video games, man. God damn it. Like,
preach, girl.
I hate it. Like, I hate it. This is like one of the biggest things that irritates me because people have shown me their ass, man. They have shown me their true selves, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't get it. And I think someone needs to tell them, hey, perhaps you should calm the fuck down. Perhaps you should start thinking about what you're saying, and if other people found out what you were saying, how you would look. Because if all that matters is your image, maybe you should shut the fuck up about how much you hate someone just because they're more successful than you are. I hate fake people, and I hate people who only care about themselves.
I feel like this is something that's really interesting because with popularity, or what you think is popularity, because honestly, like, come on, let's be real here. You're probably not as popular as the most popular person on this platform is. So let's be, we're honest. But like with popularity comes this like inflation of your ego, or with some people, and it's kind of sad because that's how you lose people that have supported you. Like, you cannot act one way, as you were saying, and then expect for no one to ever notice. It's not something that you can hide. Like, this is not first of all, it's exhausting. Why the fuck are you acting? Like, I don't understand how you can even, with me, when I get on stream, when I get on this podcast, I'm just me. I don't put on any like mask on. I don't do any of that because it's exhausting. There's no point. I'm here. I'm real. I'm telling you what I think and how I feel, and I'm gonna feel this way. And then if it changes, you'll probably hear about it. Like, I don't pretend to be anyone else because honestly, there's no point. I feel like people don't realize that not everyone is an idiot. Like, there are smart people out there that can see through, your bullshit. So if you feel like, you can get away with it, most likely you're not going to. And I've seen this happen so many times where it's the internet. Like, you can easily avoid people. You don't have to. If you don't like someone, you don't have to speak to them. You don't have to interact with them. Like, this is a fucking huge ass, like, the internet is infinite. Like, there's no, I don't understand. And then like somehow this person finds their way to like the person that they don't like, and then it becomes like this whole big thing. And it's so stupid because like, why are you bringing drama into your shit? Like, you're supposed to be professional about things. Like, you're supposed to be a person that people look up to. You have followers, you have subs. Like, you shouldn't be using drama to get people interested in you. And if you feel like you have to do that, then that says a lot about you and like your skill as an artist. I don't know, an
entertainer.
An entertainer. Yeah, like you if you need that, then that's pretty pathetic, dude. Like, you're not doing your job correctly. And honestly, like, why should I be here for that? I don't need that. Like, I'm here for you and like what you do, not the side shit. Don't bring other people into it and like pretend like you had nothing to do with it. That's just so annoying because people be like, yeah, let's talk about how this guy sucks. And then they'll be like later on, oh guys, calm down, let's stop talking about this. Like, you're the good guy. Dude, we fucking know that you started this shit. Come on. And I kind of feel bad for the people that don't realize it yet. Like, who are late to realize when people are fucked up. And it sucks because, like, you can't just go around being like, yo, this guy's fucked up. Like, you shouldn't, watch him. You shouldn't listen to him. You shouldn't support him. Because then you look like,
just think you're a hater.
you look like the hater. You look like the bad guy. So you just gotta let it be, and just, eventually the truth comes out.
The truth will set you free.
The truth does not set you free. The truth shits all over you, and keeps it moving, like a bird.
Yeah. The thing that usually happens is that like you'll be in that honeymoon phase with certain people. And then they'll do something and you're just like, ooh. And then the people who've known about it will just be on the sidelines like, yeah, I was going to say something to you, but I figured you wouldn't believe me. But now that you've had this experience, let me give you the facts about how this person who really is. And then you're just sitting there like, damn, okay. And you start noticing these things. You notice it and you're just like, oh, that's unfortunate. Like, it's unfortunate that people are like this. I don't get it.
Well, I mean, I'll talk about this, but I also want to talk about what Lucas said earlier about his video games. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be job or work. And I've seen a couple people, and I'll kind of slingshot this to TXR since I've seen a couple people talk about and ask me what happened with that. And this kind of directly ties into that. We shut down TXR. Well, okay. I quit TXR, right? Maka quit TXR, and the rest of the guys decided to shut down the show. Because for me and for a lot of other people on the show, I felt it became a chore and like a job, basically. It wasn't fun to do anymore. And when something like a podcast or, anything else like that suddenly becomes, instead of being fun and a great time hanging with your bros, it's time to end it. So I felt the time was now. And people ask me like, oh, whose fault is it? Who's the biggest one to blame? And it's like, it's nobody's total fault. We all had our own issues, our own problems. You can't point to a single person and be like, it is your fault. I wasn't feeling it anymore. It felt like a chore. Whereas like Xbox 2 with Jez, I have a great and amazing time. It doesn't even feel like a podcast. It just feels like a conversation between two people. And I know other people felt the same. Nobody was really interested in doing it, so it's time to walk away. It's time to walk away. And some people question, like, do you even really want to walk away? The show is popular. People listen to it. And it's like, it doesn't really matter if it's popular. I'm not having fun doing it anymore, So it's time to step away. And as far as like popularity goes and things like that, yeah, I mean, as you grow, there people will want to use you, so to speak. That's true in any part of life. Basically, if you're more successful than them or whatever, they'll want to try to like ride your coattails. You always got to be careful about that, especially if they're not your true friends. Like Luca, I'm sure you know who your true friends are. Blue, you know who your true friends are. I know who my true friends are, who I'll do anything for because they got my back. They're loyal, but then there's other people you gotta you gotta wonder about. And yes, I mean, it should come to no surprise. There are people that are only in it for themselves. Hello, this is the world. A lot of people are only out there looking out for themselves, that only want to get themselves bigger, more popular, have more views, have more subscribers, have more money, not share that money, have more influence. And that's all they're concerned about. Whereas other people are more concerned about having a good time, putting on a good show, chilling with their friends, bringing everybody together, bringing everybody along for the ride. Where other people are just like, no, it's me. Like, I'm the reason. I'm the one who's going to get all this. Screw everybody else. And you just got to watch out for those people, They exist. You just got to be careful about who you trust. And this kind of all dovetails into all the conversations we've had this whole podcast about who you just got to know who is trustworthy, because you don't want to tell somebody that you think that you think is your friend, and then find out like that person told 10 people. Obviously that person isn't trustworthy anymore, or never was in the first place. But yeah, it's popularity and power, man. Like it definitely corrupts. I've seen the corruption firsthand. Not like with anybody that anybody here would know, but I've seen it happen. Popularity and power go to people's head like none other, and they think their shit don't stink, like Luca said, or and they try to play it off like, no, it's all cool. But you're sitting there in your back and you're watching, is like, man, am I being used? Or does this person still, am I still friends? And if you got to ask that question, if you have to ask, am I still this person's friend or am I being used? Then you're probably being used. If you even have to ask that question. So, I mean, you just got to ground yourself. You got to let the popularity, the power, the money, and all this stuff not affect you as a person. Because once it does, you're going to go down that path too. Because then you're going to be like, how do I get more views? How do I get more subs? How do I make more money? And then it just becomes a never-ending cycle of, I need more power, I need more views, I need more money. And then you eventually use people. You don't befriend anybody, or you befriend them for nefarious reasons because, oh, I can use this person. He's got more than me. Like, I'm going to get him on my show, and hopefully people are going to watch my show because of it or whatever. And it's a never-ending cycle. And, like, where does it end? Where does it end? Who's the real person behind the mic, I don't know. Like it's definitely a situation you have to be worried about or to recognize. But that's why you got to have your core group of friends, the ones who will tell you, "Hey, you suck, and you'll always suck." Because honestly, like I'll get messages, and people are like, "I love your channel. You're so amazing." And people will even say that in party chat that I don't meet. They'll be like, "Dude, I love you so much." And it's like, I don't know how to respond to that because at the end of the day, I'm just a regular dude. I don't think of myself as anything special. I'm just Rand. I just happen to like make videos. I just happen to play games for Gamerscore. But then they treat me like I'm super awesome. And my friends who've known me for years laugh. And they're like, dude, you're nobody. Like, they try to keep me grounded because like they don't want to see me get an ego. I don't want to get an ego, but other people do. Maybe they don't have that support system behind them to say, dude, like, you're fucking nobody. Chill. Like, you aren't God's gift to anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those are kind of my thoughts on the whole thing.
So with this, let's talk about when you become more popular. How do you avoid that? Like, how do you stay humble? I know you said that you have friends to tell you like that you're not that great of a person.
Yeah, jokingly, of course, but
just to keep you grounded. But what else can you do? Like, what if you don't have people like that around?
That's an interesting thought because I guess you just would have to self-realize that. Like, you would have to ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I having fun? Because if you're having fun doing it, like if you're having fun making videos and whatever, then that's cool. Like I have fun doing it. It's why I do it. Like if I didn't have fun making a couple videos a day or whatever, I wouldn't do it because it's the same thing with TXR. I loved TXR at the beginning. We had a blast doing it. It was so much fun. And then it wasn't. And at that point, it's not worth doing anymore. Like if you're not having fun doing it, why keep on doing? Because you're doing a disservice to your fans and people that listen to you. They want to hear great gaming discussion between a group of friends. Well, if everybody's there, but they don't really want to be there, and they just are there to go through the motions, then you're doing a disservice to those people because they're there to hear your opinion on stuff and put on a good show. If you're not putting on a good show, then it's you're doing them a disservice. So that's why we stopped. And if you don't have that support system, I guess you just got to self-realize and be like, what are my goals? Like, what am I trying to attain? Am I trying to attain, hey, I want to make $1,000 a month on YouTube, or hey, I want to have 10,000 subs, or if your constant goal is to think, I want this, or I want X amount of this. I mean, it's nice to have like a set goal, like honestly, I mean, it is, Like, okay, it'd be nice. Like, I have set goals for my channel. Like, things that, like, oh, it would be cool if I hit this marker and this marker. Like, hey, 1,000,000 views. Like, I think 1,000,000 views would be great. Like, because I never thought I would reach that. So it's like, man, I can't wait until I hit 1,000,000 views. Because I saw Xbot, who's in the chat, who's a great dude. He just hit 300,000 views. And I'm like, dude, bravo. 300,000 views. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
You know? But, like, you know, like, so it's like, everybody is doing things for different reasons. He likes to do stuff because he likes to make videos. He likes to entertain people. And that's why he's doing it. I'm doing it the same. I'm not saying like I'm better than him or he's better than me, but we're doing it because we like entertaining people and making videos. If I didn't like to make videos or talk about that stuff, then I wouldn't make it. But also, like, there is goal. Like, I'd be like, hey, I would like to get to 1,000,000 views. That would be cool because that is a milestone. Like, oh my God, 1,000,000 views. That's really cool. But I'm not gonna go around and be like, Blue, I got fucking 1,000,000 blue. I got 1,000,000 views.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Like Luca, bow down. I got 1,000,000 views, bitch.
Ooh.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are
wait
like,
a second.
like, oh, you want me to come on your podcast? I got 100,000 subs. Who are you? Get out of here. You know, like, that's not what it's about. And I guess it would be extremely hard for people who maybe surround themselves with people that think the same way. Like, got to get that money, got to get them clicks, got to get them views, and it's all that thing. Whereas for me and, you know, the people around me, it's just a hobby. It's to have fun, you know, and you know, it's just like, hey, like, I recently hit 6,000 subs. I was like, yes, that's. I'm like, hey, it's cool, like, you know, but like, I'm not gonna go out and, like, you know, make posts about it, because at the end of the day, it really doesn't really mean that much to me, you know. So I just like making. I don't know, like, it's. I guess if you don't have the support system, I guess my point would be, like, you're kind of fucked at that point. Because you'd have to self-realize when that would happen. But anyways,
listen, Blue, leave her alone. Leave that girl alone. She's here supporting us. Leave her alone.
We are dragging people in the chat, people. We're having a good time. It's all jokes. I feel like it's really easy, right, to fall into that, like, you know, big-headedness. And it's hard. It can be hard especially if you gain popularity really, really quickly, to stay humble. And having people around to keep you grounded is really helpful. But I think it's also important to just remember that to some people, you ain't shit. You know, there are people who don't come to this platform. They don't go on YouTube. They don't go on Twitch. So let's say if you do get all this, like, popularity on that platform, there are people that if you go up to them, you're like, oh, I'm this person, they're going to be like, who the fuck? What? So, I mean, I think that's a good way to remember it. That you know, to keep yourself humble, that, you know, there are some people who you will not, you know, there are celebrities that are, you know, actors or singer artists, like, that people just don't know. So you got to remember, you might be big here, but that doesn't mean you are, you know, Jesus. let's get it straight. And to the people that you meet that don't remember that and don't realize that they really aren't shit, I personally, I stay away from that, because I'm not a fan of the kind of person that talks down to you or treats you as if you're a fan and only that, especially when you've, you know, taken the time to, like, get to know this person past what they do on whatever platform they're on. I don't know. I just feel as though, especially with me, like, the people that, I'm not shit. Like, I stream and, you know, it's fine. It's fun. That's what I do it for. But the people that do come through all the time and support me, I make sure that I take the time to be like, you know, how are you guys doing? And I listen. You know, if someone tells me, oh, I have a job interview, I'm going to ask them, like, how did it go? I don't know. I just feel like it makes no sense for you to treat even if it is your fan base, to treat them as such is not is not okay. Because
It's
I
not
wouldn't
cool.
want to be
Let me
treated that way.
Yeah, I don't like that shit. Let me tell you. Like being friends with certain people in this community who are like really popular. I've gotten a few comments here and there where someone's like, "Oh, hey, let's take Crap for instance. I was in a party with Crap one time, and someone came in and was like, "Oh, hey, Crap, you just hanging out with some fans?" I was like, Crap, you can get the fuck out of my party. Like, I don't need any of this, okay? I don't need anyone thinking that I'm like a fan of yours, which is why you're here. We're friends. I don't like people saying that. Or, you know, Dealer's my dude, but there's this one time I was once again in a party with Crap, and Dealer jumped in and he didn't say anything to me. I was like, sir, I don't, what? You say hello to me. This is my party. I don't care who you are. Like, and that's how it is for me. I don't care who you are in this community. If you don't show me respect, I will call you out for it in front of everyone, and I will be a bitch. I don't care if you like me or not. You know, it doesn't matter to me. You need to treat me with respect, okay?
Okay?
Okay.
Let that be known. That goes for everyone. Okay? You gotta remember.
Okay, and one more thing, guys. One more thing. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Okay?
Yes! That is my shit. Yes. I'm so glad we were talking about this today because I could definitely name the podcast that, and I love it. But definitely keep it in mind when if you are striving for something that, you know, that will make you popular, just remember that there are people out there that don't know your fucking ass. So, you know, just keep that in mind and treat people nicely. God, because like the things that I see sometimes, if someone's talking to you, don't ignore them. You know, like don't fucking not give a shit about people's lives. People have things that they do, and I know it's hard, especially like the more people that come into your world, the more effort it takes to, you know, remember their names or remember what they're doing and things like that. But if you put effort in, people will notice. So some advice for you guys.
and that's a fact. Do you have anything else to add, Rand? Oh, he just muted himself. I guess never mind.
Do I have any final thought? Yeah, a million blues, you know? It'd be nice, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
like
thank
that.
you. Someone
make
says
me
it's
happy.
nice. Freaking TiVo in chat says that it'll be hell. So rude. So rude.
I don't even know who that is.
Imagine a million Lucas and a million blues. Oh, Lord.
God.
That'll be a loud ass room.
One Luca is more than enough. Can you imagine a million of them, though?
We would be like, girl, let me tell you. That would be loud.
A podcast with 5 Lucas would never end. It'd be a Luca rant. Like, can you imagine that? Oh my God, it'd be amazing.
It would be amazing.
God. No, just one blue. Fine. I'll keep it all contained into this one body. All right. Sounds good. Let's move on to our next segment. This is fuck that shit. Guys, we know you have a bunch of fuck that shits to give us. So definitely throw them in chat. Definitely throw them in the comments. We want to hear from all of you. So if you're listening here later, throw us some things in the comments. We respond to all of our comments, right, Luca?
Yes, ma'am.
And we really appreciate it because we want you to be part of this conversation. So let's start with Luca. What is your fuck that shit for this week?
All right. So okay. So yesterday I was, hell bent on having a nice day. You know, I had it all planned out. I was gonna go see a new Spider-Man movie. I was gonna get my nails done, and I was gonna go to the gym, and I was gonna game with my friends. Okay. I had this planned out. Okay. So, I wake up and I go to an early showing of Spider-Man because I figure, okay, well, hopefully it won't be super crowded. Hint, it was, but I got like really good seats, and for the most part, the crowd was good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then this couple sits next to me, right? And I'm like, okay, there's like plenty of space elsewhere, but you're gonna sit next to me. That's okay. That's okay. So they're sitting next to me, and they turn their phone off, and it's all good, right? It's all good until it's not. So this girl is like laying on her boyfriend's lap, like she's like got her entire body like sprawled on him, right? And just like he's just holding her, and I'm just sitting there, and they're just like talking to each other, like whispering back and forth throughout the movie. And it's like they're I think they were Polish, because I've been around enough Polish people to like figure out, based on how they're speaking. So this fucking Polish couple just sitting next to each other, were just like whispering next, like back and forth. And then throughout the movie, the dude pulls out his phone, and he and his girlfriend are just going through their phone, like just liking stuff on Facebook and like talking to each other. I'm like, okay, so like, are we like, are we not here to watch this fucking movie? Like, what are you doing? Why is your girlfriend sitting on your dick basically right now?
Oh my
like,
God.
what's happening? Like, what is happening? And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like starting to get annoyed, because I hate when people have their phone out. I hate when people are talking during the movie. I hate all of that shit, okay? I did not pay the low amount of money I paid to come and see this movie to sit next to someone who is just talking, talking and being inconsiderate of the people around them. And this goes on throughout the entire movie. And then by the end of the movie, when we're waiting for the credits, like they're still all up on each other, and they start making out. Like they start making out at the end of the movie. I'm like, is this actually happening? Like, is this really happening to me? So I got up and I went to a different seat, because I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I just, you know what? Fuck that shit. Like, go see the movie to see the movie. If you want to make out with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your partner or your lover or whoever the fuck, do it some other time when people are not around to hear you slurping and slobbering. And please, please, please do not sit on your boyfriend's dick throughout a movie, please. I don't want to see that. Much appreciated. Advice from Luca. Bye.
In this podcast, we find out Luca has a problem with PDA.
I do. I didn't think I did. Like, cause
but
I'm not super big on PTA, but like I like to hold people's hands and the occasional kiss, but like making out in public in front of everyone, okay, I might actually be into that. No, but like, no, come on, during a movie, come on, guys, please. Like, I don't want to see that. That's gross.
Oh. I saw the movie this weekend too, and people were using their flashlights when the movie was on to see God knows what. And I'm like, if you don't turn this fucking shit off right now, I'm about to spaz out. Like, I can't. I just can't. They need to figure that shit out, because I'm about to stop going to movies altogether. People are fucking rude and obnoxious.
They are.
Especially when people bring like babies and they start crying. It's like, yo, why would you bring a toddler to this movie?
Exactly.
You're ruining it.
Especially because it's so loud.
That's why I don't really go see movies. I usually just wait for them to come out on like Blu-ray or whatever. So I don't want to deal with other people, because other people can be inconsiderate assholes.
For real.
And ruin it for me, because movies are expensive.
Yes. Super expensive.
Yeah. Like, I think which the movie theater experience, or at least now, is way better. Like, now it's got the big chairs. You could like lean back. I remember like there's so much better now, but still it's like, don't bring, unless it's a kids movie, unless it's Minions or something.
Which
where
you will not catch my ass in any kids movies, okay? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Not in the theaters.
But if it's like kind of a grown-up movie, like I don't want to see a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old there. I remember one time this chick was breastfeeding at the show. I'm like, what is going on?
Super young if she's oh my lord.
Yeah. I don't know, probably couldn't get a babysitter or something. But I gotta go see that movie, like.
Stay home if you can't get a fucking babysitter.
You can get a refund on your tickets.
I'm sorry, just stay home, okay? I don't want to see any 2-year-old or 8-year-old in my movie. Listen, I went to go see 300 Rise of an Empire, and I don't know if any of you have seen that movie, but there's one scene where there's like this, it's like a violent sexual scene, but like not just violent in the sense that it was just rough sex, right? And I was sitting next to an 8-year-old, and I was just looking at his mom like, really? Like, this is actually happening? Like, I really have to deal with this? Like, I don't understand.
And the 8-year-old was like, this is my fetish.
his His eyes must have been bulging out of his head.
I know his eyes. Eva Green. Oh man, I love her. That's right.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, I can't.
She is super hot. I can agree with that.
People
Don't bring your kids to movies. That's the thing. Unless it's a kids movie.
Like there's this fucking whole thing before the movie starts that says, please silence your phones. Like, dude, don't know text messaging. Like, it says it. Why aren't you fucking paying attention? Put that shit away, please.
Yeah, the people that bring up their huge like tablets with blares, and other people that have conversations where not like soft, like you whisper, but they're like literally talking. It's like shut.
Yo, there was
the
a
front
guy
door.
playing Pokemon while the movie was playing. Not Spider-Man, but a different movie that I went to. He was playing Pokemon. First of all, that shit is old. Like, who plays that shit anymore? Like, that fad has passed. And second of all, like, you're sitting watching a movie. Why do you have your phone out catching Pokemon? Like, what are you doing, sir? Doesn't help that guy also smelled really bad, and he was sitting right in front of me.
So.
You always have something with people smelling bad around.
Yo, but like people don't know how to shower. I think it's just if you can afford to buy a movie ticket. If you can afford to buy a movie ticket, you can afford to buy deodorant. Please, thanks.
So if you're gonna take away a couple things from the show, it's get your shit together and wash your ass when you shower.
Yes,
that's the theme.
Your armpits, guys. Your armpits are important too.
They have deodorant.
Armpits are important too. God damn.
Because nobody wants to smell your ass. I remember when I went to E3, 2 years ago, and I was told, like, man, just wait. You're gonna run into somebody that you're gonna smell them. And the first day was fine. Like, honestly, like, didn't really notice anything. The second day, I was walking with South and Tim, and all of a sudden, I just got hit in the face by this stench. It was like, ooh! And the dude walked right. God. I'm like, this dude hasn't showered in a week. Like, it was the most just like, take a shower, people. Put on deodorant. Like, come on now. Like, be respectful.
I would walk around with a mask over my face. Like I would put that bandana over, and I'll be like, yo, this is not a stick up, but like, you guys smell the fucking so bad.
Like, you guys stink, literally.
Pass out some deodorants. Like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go. They have wipes too, guys, that you can use for your armpits. Like, this is not there for show. They are available for purchase. Pick them up, use them. I can help you guys.
I don't get that. Like, I like to smell nice. That's actually, people are like, oh, Luca, you smell so good. And I'm like, thank you.
Ooh.
It's appealing. Smelling nice is appealing. Like, nice is appealing. So take a shower.
They say it like that? Oh, Luca, you smell so good. Just like that? That's how they say it?
Okay, well, I did. First of all, I didn't emphasize it like you just did. So no,
that's exactly
no, they don't.
What you just did.
Oh, they're just like, oh, Luca, you smell nice. I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Oh, thanks for smelling me. So cute.
Okay.
Yeah, but chicks always smell nice, though.
That is not true.
This is not true.
That is a misconception. That is definitely a Yo, I know there's a guy that said, and his logic for real, TiVo knows this person, so TiVo can confirm, that said, I use women products because women are not supposed to smell bad, so their stuff should be stronger, right? That's what he said. He literally believes that because women are quote unquote not supposed to smell bad ever, that women's products are stronger than men's. I'm like, are you fucking are you that misogynistic that you feel that you're gonna use women products because women are not supposed to smell bad? Like, are you fucking I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, first of all, women smell. Second of all,
well, of course, everybody smells, but in my experience, the smelly people have always been lucky. Dudes. So
I have smelled some bad smelling women. It is not fun.
No, it's never fun to smell someone's BO. But yeah, I mean, but hey, but chicks, they smell real good sometimes, like
they do.
It's
like
because
real good.
Yeah.
Blue, I just want to point out that I've noticed that you've been saying first of all a lot, which is like my thing, but there's never a second of all. I just want to point that out,
Yeah,
perhaps
I don't say
I
don't say second of all because like for the first of all point says it all. You don't need a second of all.
Yeah.
So, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's funny.
My fuck that shit is actually something we've been talking about kind of this whole time, where I just want to say fuck fake friends. I don't appreciate people who stab you in the back and who lie to your face, or people who have like no loyalty and you're friends one day and all of a sudden you're like, what happened? No, I'm not a fan of that shit. If you're gonna be out of my life, be out of my life. Just walk the fuck out. Like, I don't need you here, especially if you're not gonna be, loyal. Like, I don't like people who lie to my fucking face. Don't tell me that it's one thing when I clearly can see that it's another. I mean, you're not a good liar, number one. That's something that I should tell you right now. And number two, I mean, you're on fucking I am a detective, okay? I can look up if I feel like, if you're telling me the truth, I'm gonna find out. So do me a favor and just keep it real. Tell me what the fuck is going on. And first of all, look, I promise I will not get upset. I promise. If you just tell me what's really happening, it is so much better for you. But if I have to look that shit up, then you're fucking screwed, because most of the time I'm gonna say something to you and it's gonna turn into a thing, because I don't give a fuck who you are. You are not going to treat me like I'm a fucking idiot. Like, that's not how this works. I am a smart person and I will call you out on your bullshit. Like, just so you know. Okay, thanks. I'm done.
I love these rants. They're awesome. Like Luca and a blue rant. Oh, amazing stuff.
I just feel like people don't. Do you think I'm stupid? People in chat. People. Do I sound like I'm an idiot? Do I seem like I'm an idiot? Please tell me, because I feel like people just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to be so smart. I'm just going to pretend like I can't do something for her, but then I'm going to do it for someone else. And then I'm going to like pretend like it's not my fault. And I'm just sitting there like, what? What? So I'm just saying, like, just please, just save me the trouble, save you the trouble, because if I say something, it's not going to be pretty, And lately I've been trying not to say anything just because I'm a nice person, I don't want to cause any drama. Like, I'm so nice. But, like, if you do something fucked up, like, fuck you. I'm not going to be nice to you. Okay?
Well, I think you must have your own hater out there, because you have a dislike on this vid, so he must be a fake friend.
We got a dislike
already,
in the house.
Look at that. A dislike.
Burr, burr, burr.
And all this podcast has been spitting nothing but truth and fire. This person.
If you don't like it, you must be fake.
This person must be fake, in it for popularity, not a true friend. Why else would you like?
Why would you I mean, look, any like is helpful for us, so we love you still. Just kidding, we don't love you, but
thanks for watching.
Thanks for clicking.
Fuck this shit. Let's see. Do I have one? How about, because this happened to me the other day, when you're driving and you're minding your own business, right? And you're gonna switch lanes, so you put your fucking turn signal on. And as soon as you put that turn signal on, the car that's next to you speeds up, so you can't turn, you can't merge into the lane next to you. And they only did it because you put your signal, your turn signal on. That drives me insane. It's like, all right, I'm gonna merge lanes. I need to start getting over left. I put it on. Look, I got enough. Oh, and all of a sudden the car just explodes acceleration to stop me from merging. I'm like, are you fucking serious? I can't stand that. It drives me crazy when I drive, when people do that.
Ram, can you confirm that people in Chicago don't know how to drive? Listen,
they do not know how to drive.
You. They don't know how to drive. Like, that shit pisses me off so badly.
Sometimes when I get on the expressway, especially like the Stevenson or the Dan Ryan, I'm scared for my life. I'm scared, especially when you're driving the Dan Ryan. Like, I am terrified.
Yeah,
because,
it's pretty bad.
Like, I got, like, normally, you drive with the one hand on the wheel. I'm on the Dan Ryan. I got two hands on the wheel. I'm, like, looking everywhere because, like, who knows what happens. That is a bad place to be right there. Like, People do not know how to drive. But then again, at least we know how to drive in the snow, Luca, because there are other places out there that get
this is a fact.
Snow that are like, oh my god, there's snow on the ground. How do I drive a car?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
How to drive. And,
I mean, it's because we're used to it, but people here don't know how to fucking drive. Like, I complain about this at least twice a week. Like, I don't know how to drive. Okay, but I feel like I can say, yeah, I don't know how to drive, but neither does anyone else on the road, so it's fine. Like, it's fine. It's all good, guys. Even though it's not. I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it, guys. I don't understand. They just pass us, dude. Like, they're just like, you know what? We're gonna pass you. You're gonna get passed. Just turn here. Congratulations, you have your license. I shouldn't have my license, guys. I should not. I can tell you for a fact that the person I was with did not care, and he basically just passed me. I shouldn't have my license, and that's just what they do. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I just,
And I'm typically not a person to get very ragey on the road, but that specific, or when like you're trying to get off at a turn, like get off from the expressway at the pass or whatever, and there's like a long line, so you're waiting, and the people that will creep all the way up and then like put their turn signal on to expect someone, I hate that. It's like, no, dude, get in fucking line. I waited. And then they look at you when you don't let them in, like when you're right, like, and they look at you like you're like they're so pissed when you let them in. It's like, yeah, no shit, like, sorry, I'm not letting you in. Like, no, like, get in line, and they get so upset. I can't stand that either. Ugh.
Oh boy,
I hate driving.
Well, I don't drive, guys, so instead I have to deal with people. So I don't know what's better. Like, close quarters. At least you're in a comfortable car by yourself, without motherfuckers that smell bad sitting next to you.
That's true.
Oh Lord. But I don't know. I guess I could always decide if I want to start driving in the city, but I feel like the city is just as bad.
It doesn't seem like a good idea.
It doesn't seem like...
I don't drive. I take the train or the bus. Well, no, I take the train because I don't like buses.
Yeah.
So I hate driving in the city. I stick to the suburbs with that.
I don't understand how these people pass their test, but it just happens. All right, guys, let's move on to our next segment. This is But Why Though? Where we talk about the people that we have met or seen or witnessed, maybe is a better word, because the shit we see sometimes, guys. And we just let you know, like, why do these people do these things? Why? Luca, what's yours for this week?
Mine is listen. I was like craving some alcohol and some ice cream one night.
What?
Well, one evening. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to Walmart because Walmart is cheaper, right? It's cheaper. So I'll go to Walmart. So I drive my black ass down there and I get in. Like, let me say, I don't shop at Walmart very often, and there is a reason why. It's suspect, okay? It's suspect. So I walk in there and I'm just like, I like to browse the electronics section because I like that kind of stuff, right? And I see this guy. And if any of you have seen the Spike TV show version of Blade, there's a guy dressed like Blade, like in the aisle, just picking out movies. Like he had like a leather cut, and on the back of his cut it said Blade, and he had the shaved head and the dark sunglasses indoors and all black. And I was sitting there and I was standing there. I was like, what? Okay, I'm going to keep it moving, right? I'm going to keep it moving. I'm like, I don't understand this, but I'll keep it moving. And then, so I'm just like wandering the store, seeing suspect things all around, right? And then I'm looking around and I go to one of the store associates and I'm like, hello, miss, I was like, first of all, do you work here? You know, I just had to make sure she actually worked there. And after she said yes, I was like, okay, so where's your alcohol section at? And before I could even finish the sentence, she's like, we don't sell alcohol here. And I was like, okay. And I was wandering the store and I was like, they don't sell alcohol at Walmart? At Walmart? At Walmart? And so I'm like, okay. There's two things to this. It's either they don't sell alcohol because it's in a suspect part of town and like a bunch of, you know, questionable people go there and they've probably had issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
Or she took one look at my baby face and was like, this 12-year-old asking me for alcohol. I just don't have any. And I was like, I went home and I was like, Mom, does Walmart sell alcohol? She's like, and she was looking at me like I was stupid because it's Walmart. You know, it's Walmart. I'm like, okay, I don't understand any, like I just don't, you know. And it was funny because I was in the car on my way there. I was like, oh man, I need to figure out like what I'm going to talk about for speak. And it's like, you know, they heard like something heard my, you know, my thoughts. And it was like, oh, here you go, Luca. Here you are. Here's a strange situation for you for your podcast. And I was like, okay, thank you. But I was just like, but like, does Walmart sell alcohol?
I don't drink, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know. But like, have you ever been like with your friends or anything like that?
I like they've never looked for alcohol in Walmart, so
I thought that they did.
I know they sell guns at Walmart, right?
What? They do?
Depends on where you go. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not too up on my Walmart.
Look, your best bet is to go to a gas station
or 7-Eleven.
Yeah, just go to one of those places and like get yourself like one of those things there, because ice cream and alcohol is such a funny combination.
Listen, I know what, I don't drink very often, but when I'm like, oh, I want to drink, I'm gonna go get me some wine and some ice cream.
You just need to do it. I've been wanting ice cream lately too. Like, what's that about? Is it because it's summer?
Maybe.
I'm like, it's so weird. So, yeah. Or maybe it's your fault, Luca.
Yeah, I mean, I do rub off on people the right way. You're welcome.
Oh, wait. Hold up. What?
What?
Huh?
What?
So, but why though? Let's talk about why people think it's okay to jump into a conversation that you are having on Twitter. Like,
oh my God, that's like me every single day, to be honest.
Like, so I'll be talking, like, let's say for example, Luke and I were just like going back and forth, and we're like, yo, well, people are crazy, and then other people are like, and then she's like, yeah, I know, right? And then I'm like, yeah, like, why do people do these things? And then she's like, I don't know. And then someone will be like, but Xbox sucks though. And I'm like, who the fuck is this person? A, B,
Xbox
who
has no games,
asked
man.
you? And C, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, who? What? Excuse me? I don't understand. It makes no sense. And then, like, when people ask, when one of us asks, like, wait, who the fuck are you? And then they're like, oh, don't start trouble with us. Oh, da-da-da-da-da. They get so offended. But, dude, you jumped into our conversation. What are you doing? I mean, like, don't... I'm just going to say it because, like, I don't give a fuck. But, like, don't retweet something that I wrote and then, like, quote it and then just put your own little spin on it and then act surprised when I ask you what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm not starting trouble. I'm asking you why you retweeted something with something that makes no sense at all. And then, like, you are surprised or, like, getting offended that I'm asking you about it. You retweeted me.
She got so upset. I was so confused. I was like, wait, we're not trying to start any fights.
I was just like, this makes no sense. And then, I mean, she apologized and she was like, I'm sorry, I was, you know, whatever, big misunderstanding. It's fine. But I just don't understand, like, what?
Yeah,
because people do this often.
I don't get it, honestly. Like, unless we're friends, I will not jump into anyone's conversation. Like unless we're friends, you know?
Why did you feel the need to insert yourself into this conversation and say a stupid ass comment Like,
because people think that their opinions actually matter for some reason. Like, if you have a than me about something and we're not friends, I don't reply to me because I don't care.
I don't care so much if they like say something, but at least say something that makes sense. Like, if you're not gonna say anything that helps the conversation, just move the fuck along. Like, come on. There's so many times that I'll read things and I'm like, I don't know this person, so I'm just gonna keep it moving. But if it's something that's productive, like if they're having a conversation about something and I have some information, yeah, I'll say something. I don't mind that. That's fine. But don't fucking be like, Xbox sucks. Like, who the fuck cares? Who are you? Tell me, please. Because then
they're a console warrior. That's who they are. They want to let you know that Xbox sucks and has no games, and PS4 is where it's
meanwhile,
at.
we're talking about the weather.
I know, right?
I'm like, all right, bye.
Yeah, no, that shit's annoying as hell. And then they treat you like you're stupid or something.
Yeah, like, oh, but why are you starting trouble? Bitch, because you decided to tell me how you feel about something that has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. God damn. I mean, I know we're funny. I know we use funny gifts and stuff. Like, I know we say funny things. It's fine if you want to, be in the conversation, but just like say something that makes sense, please. That's all I ask of you. And then I can drag you in a funny way too. It's fine.
Luca's gift game is very strong. I've noticed this.
Luca's what game? Tweet game?
Her gift game. Her gift game is very strong.
Whoa. Have you seen mine though?
I have not. Like, Luca will respond just with gifts, and it'll be a gift for her. I have not seen yours.
She learned it from me.
Oh. So you're the master.
You can tell yourself that, buddy.
I learned little like catchphrases from her, and she learned the gift thing from me. Okay? Dude, I don't understand. I feel like it happens way too much, and I feel like it happens like it's gotten worse over time, because before it was, oh yeah, I'll say something and it kind of made sense, maybe. Like, if we're talking about the weather, someone will be like, yo, but why are you guys so mad that it's sunny today? It's not that bad. Something like that, right? At least it's something to do with the weather. No, now it's just like, hey, you guys, I like brownies. I'm like, who are you? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get that either. Listen, I'm going to say it here because I've been thinking about this all week. I don't care if Twitter is a form of social media. If I'm telling you right now, if I have a different opinion than you, or if we don't feel the same way about something, and you are not my friend, do not respond to any of my posts unless you're being respectful when you disagree with me. If you're not being respectful when you disagree with me, then don't respond to me. Don't talk to me, because quite frankly, the only person's opinion I care about is my own. And also, like, my friends, obviously. But, like,
quick save.
Mostly, but, like, my own. Like, I care about my opinion. So if I say, oh, man, I don't like cheese, and then some random person's like, how can you say you don't like cheese? Cheese is amazing because of this. I'm like, sir/ma'am, I don't care. Like, and I don't think people are used to that. I don't think they're used to their opinions not mattering to someone.
No.
Like, I don't think they're used to someone just being like, I don't care about how you feel about this.
Or
like,
someone telling them to shut the fuck up.
Affect me. Like, I don't care. Like, they're not used to it, so they get flabbergasted and don't know how to react. I'm not trying to be a bitch, but unless you're my friend / unless you come at me with respect, like, your opinions don't matter to me, okay? Like, I don't care if you like something I don't like, or if you dislike something I like. That doesn't, what does that have to do with me? How does that affect me in any way? You're not going to change my mind by, like, saying, well, I like this. Like, why does me liking or disliking something bother you so much? Why does it affect you so much?
Right?
Perhaps you should look into yourself and work on that insecurity if people's thoughts on the internet actually affect you to that degree. It's kind of like when, like, a few people the other day were, like, calling me ugly to try to be funny, and I was like, oh, okay, haha, yeah, I am ugly. And then, like, someone DM'd me when we were talking about it, and, like, well, doesn't it bother you that they said that? I'm like, why would it bother me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? Why would it bother me? They don't know what I look like. And listen, I'm not trying to brag, but I've never been called ugly in my life. That is, like, I've never been called ugly. So whatever. Like, I don't care about what random people on the internet think unless, like, they piss me off, and then I like to rant about it. But once I'm done ranting, I'm over it. Like, I'm like, whatever. You know, it's not like I'm going to come to you a few days later and, like, you know, talk to you about any issue I've had with you, because I don't care about doing that. You know, like, I don't get it. I don't understand. But I care about my friends' opinions. So if you're one of my friends, you know, feel free to jump into any conversations. And as long as we have a respectful convo, it's good. Like, you know, I've had friends who, you know, one of my dudes on Twitter, HP, me and him are always like, you know, disagreeing with each other, but like in a funny way. Like, we'll just joke around and say like outlandish stuff. And like, you know, people will jump in and be like, you know, they'll try to drag him. I'm like, hold on. That's my dude. Relax, okay? Like, relax. Don't jump into conversations that don't involve you. And I think if people started to live by that philosophy, you know, everything would be better. You know, just mind your business.
Twitter would be a better place.
Yeah.
Lord, I don't understand.
I got a but why though.
Go for it.
I mentioned this in a party yesterday with Luca, so she might already know. The Earth is flat. Why though? I honestly don't get it. Are they trolls? Like,
is this real life?
Like, what is going on?
Yo.
I don't get it. Like, but why? Seriously, but why though? Because like, that's all I want to say. That's my but why though.
If you are misinformed, I kind of feel like, especially for something that you can look up so easily, like the internet is a thing that you can use to teach yourself something, guys. So use it. It's very simple. Like, there's a satellite, you know, you can see the Earth right now, and I don't know, it's not flat, guys. Just saying. We learned this in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
But why though?
But why though? Now they feel that persecuted. I was reading this article about how there's this group in Colorado and they feel persecuted about their beliefs in the flat Earth. It's like, but why though? Seriously.
Oh my God! Yes.
Is this like
Foxy,
a big huge
Google
farce?
is your friend. Yes.
Oh man.
I mean, either you believe in conspiracy theories and you think that the world is just lying to you, or you're just really fucking stupid. Okay? 2 options there. You pick and you choose. I don't mind.
I think it's both.
Oh God. But yeah, let's move on. Whew. To our next segment. So this is where we wrap up our, Speak podcast, and we tell you where you can find us. And let's let Rand go first because he is our special guest.
Well, thank you, ladies, Blue and Luca, for having me on. It was definitely quite an experience, one that I've actually gotten messages about, being like, what are you doing on that podcast? It's not about gaming.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So
literally a bunch of people from the gaming community have been on our show. I don't see why they would be asking that. I wonder if anyone else has been asked that. That's weird.
So, thank you so much for having me on. It was very refreshing to talk about,
life,
all this stuff, life, love.
Shit.
I hopefully one day, like the love thing will happen. Like I thought it happened, and maybe it'll happen again. Like my heart is still,
my heart will go on.
My heart still, it just wants to love. Nobody will love me back.
No one loves
you hear
me
that,
back.
guys? You hear that?
Nobody will love me back.
No one
Public
even knows who I am.
service announcement. Luca and Rand are looking for love.
But it was a lot of fun. If you want to check out my YouTube channel, I don't do podcasts like this. This is a very unique one, but I do podcasts about gaming and what Xbox, PlayStation. I do a bunch of reviews and everything too. You can check me out at youtube.com/RandallThor19. Thank you so much for listening, guys. It's been a pleasure doing the show with you. I really, really had a good time.
Thank you so much for coming through. We really appreciate you being here. And Rand's info will be down below in the info section, so definitely go and check him out. He also does have Twitter, so that's helpful. What about you, Luca? Where can everyone find you?
Hey guys, you can find me at TheAshenLuca on Twitter, and then you can also find me on RDX Podcast. It's on Dealer Gaming's channel, and it's Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's me, Dealer, all day, Colt Eastwood, and Fonzarelli. It's a lot of fun. We try to keep it real over there as well. Those are my dudes, and and also you can find me here every Sunday for Speak Podcast with my girl. Blue, you know you're my girl though. Like with my girl Blue.
You so sweet.
And I just want to say, Rand, thank you so much for being on. Rand, you're one of my dudes. Like, you're one of the people I feel like I can talk to about things, and I don't have to worry about that shit. And I'm really happy that you agreed to be on, and we hope to get you on sometime in the future, perhaps. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing about doing this podcast is that I know so many people in this community, and every time one of them comes on, I get to learn something new about them, because we mostly just talk gaming, right? So it's fun. It's always a lot of fun, and I feel closer with you now, Rand, and I just want to thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, I really feel like that's what I love about, I feel like the show, it's different. It's not what we usually are, listen to and everyone in the community listens to. But honestly, what we can learn so much, about each other. And we actually get to speak about, the things that might affect the community, as people put it. Community. So, yeah, I love this shit. I'm going to be real with you guys. And thank you so much, Rand, again, for coming through. Because we like knowing more about you and everyone else that we have on. So you can find me, Blue, on Twitch. I do a lot of streaming. I'm also on Twitter, and I do have a Discord if you want to join, where you can, chat and share things about you, because I love to hear about everyone that listens to the show or watches the stream. Everything is going to be down below in the information bar, so definitely check that out. And thank you guys for listening. I appreciate all of you. If you have any suggestions or topics that you would like to hear us talk about, definitely throw them down in the comment section below. And if you want to catch us live, come through on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, and you can join us in the chat where we say some crazy things.
Did you just see what Fonz said? I thought it was kind of funny. He's like, you survived these two awesome ladies. Look at that. I survived.
Hey, man, we're a lot to handle. I've been told, I was told that, I am a lot to handle. I'm too much for people to handle. That's so funny to me.
Look, I handle Luca, right? Luca handles me.
That's because we are of similar dispositions.
We are not. We're different people.
We're different but the same.
Oh.
The same but different,
That's a compliment.
Yes. Because I'm amazing. And you are too.
Yeah, I think you're amazing too. I think Rand is also amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Rand's my dude.
I think everyone in chat is amazing. I think everyone listening is amazing. We love you guys. We do.
That one person disliked it.
Achievement unlocked. Survive Luca and Blue. TiVo, why?
Yo,
why?
People should be in a party when me and Blue are together, because we'll just go back and forth and everyone else is just quiet because they're just listening.
It gets crazy.
It's funny.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's welcome to join us in a party chat if you ever catch us. And on Discord, there's a voice channel that I'm often in by myself. So if you want to come say hi, you can do that.
Lonely?
Yeah, lonely. No one comes through. All right, guys. So I appreciate you all being here, and we are going to head out. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
You gonna say bye, Rand?
Bye bye.
There you go. All right.